So like Brayden isn't here, and I'm a little scared.
I too am also scared because we got a replacement, and dear God, help us, please. Someone help us. Help us! Hello, greetings and salutations. That's like salutations, but when it mutates into a big hairy animal.
No, it's not.
Maybe with 8 legs. Not a spider though, like a hairy crab. We're Hack the Dino!
Fucking hairy crab.
A hairy crab!
That went downhill real quick.
Oh, that's what she said. We are Hack the Dino, and we like to talk about video games past, present, and future. I'm one of your co-hosts, Ben Rosenthal, and joining me on this journey is one of my co-hosts, Floppy Starrick.
Hey hole. Hey hole.
Hey hole.
Hey hole.
Hi hole.
Hi hole, everyone.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
They're good.
How you doing?
So you seen any hairy crabs lately?
No.
No?
No. My social life's pretty. No.
And Brayden isn't with us tonight. So Brayden isn't here because, well, quite frankly, Brayden has received an Order of Australia. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He's become a famous person. He's received an Order of Australia because of all his wonderful work that he does with homeless people and like-minded individuals. So next time you see Brayden, congratulate him on his fantastic award and how he is just a splendiferous human being who deserves our admiration.
Hang the a-hole on a second.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not here... the stories that go out are I've got explosive freaking diarrhea.
I don't tell stories, I simply report the truth.
If Brayden's not here, it's fucking Order of
Well,
Australia.
excuse me, Brayden is an instrument of purity in our society, and I will not hear a bad word against him. You just take your fake butt elsewhere. But we've got a replacement for Brayden this week. Someone brand new to the video game scene. I think, in fact, the last game she played was on the PlayStation 2. Anyway, because Brayden couldn't be here, I roped my partner Jasmine into controlling the show with us. Hi, Jazz.
Hello.
You don't sound petrified at all.
Not at all.
It's
Completely
okay.
at home.
So, Jazz, when was the last time you played a video game?
The beginning of July.
Beginning
when I
of
went to
this
Melbourne
year?
Which year?
on the Nintendo Switch, 2021.
What game did you play?
I played Aladdin
Aladdin?
and Super Mario Brothers and
2 Point Hospital.
yes.
You know what? All killer, no filler.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Well,
Great games.
Oh, good.
that's what happens when you don't play games for 15 years. You come back and play the
Come back and
classics
play the
straight
top.
away. All the top hits from the 90s, straight on there. You can tell she lives with me, can't you? Anyway, as I said,
Don't know
we are
how.
Hack the Dino. You can find us over on our skill tree at hackthedino.com. You can find all of our links there to our twitch.tv/hackthedino or our youtube.com/hackthedino or our Instagram where our social media guru Anto has been doing fantastic work reporting all the news. Hasn't he done really good
He is
stuff?
a freaking machine, man. I don't even know how to read half that stuff, let alone make it.
So be sure to head over to hackthedino.com, click on all the social media links and all those other things and see all the fantastic work that Anto's doing. He's putting up a lot more news centralized stuff so we can focus on the news and nonsense of gaming's past, present and future right here at Hack the Dino.
So what you're saying is basically he can do the hard stuff and we just act like dickheads?
Yep,
Wow.
that's generally how it goes, yeah. Speaking of acting like dickhead, what have you been playing, Floppy?
It's a bit harsh. Okay, so if you've been watching some streams at all, I've been playing Little Nightmares.
Yes.
Now, I finished this on my own account, which
Yep.
was awesome. And then I went back onto the stream and I finished it on the Hack the Dino account, streaming it, which is really cool. Streamed it the other night, had a bunch of the guys from the Discord in there. Such a good game. It's such a good game that I, for the first time in I can't remember how long, have gone and bought DLC.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was the DLC for this one?
So it tells you the story of a kid that hopefully has escaped previous to this game. So it's like a prequel. Because there are little things that you do in the DLC as the runaway, I think it's called the runaway kid, that you see one playing through the game as 6, but it's not explained at the time. Like there's like a rope ladder made out of sheets that you just come across. You don't know why it's there. It's just there. In the DLC, you get to play the person doing that. And it's really cool. It was like $15 for, I think it's like 3 areas or 3 or 4 areas. So it's kind of pricey, I guess, when you talk about.
So Little Nightmares 2, there's 2 characters though, isn't there?
There is.
There's 6 and
there's another character who's, as far as I'm aware, because I haven't played it yet, not the runaway kid from the DLC of the first one.
No.
Someone different.
Yep.
But yeah, it's really cool. I just love this. It's such an atmospheric game. It's cheap as well, so if you're playing on Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, whatever, jump out and grab it. It's so good, and I'd say it's about a 5-hour game.
That's good.
The speed run for this is like 41 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, fuck that.
I appreciate speedrunners, and I really like what they do, and admire all the time and dedication they put to their speedrun. But come on, guys.
Yeah, I don't see the fun in it, but it is each their own.
Because we're old.
Yeah, I am an old man. I can't do anything fast. Slow and low. The other thing I've been playing is because of the week that we're having, which is kind of Super Nintendo related. I bought a Super Nintendo last year.
You did, and you had
my
some
first
really
one.
good
My first one ever.
Yeah.
I never had a Super Nintendo.
Yep.
And I started playing Super Metroid. I just busted out a bit of Super Metroid.
Classic game.
And so I've been told. No, I'm aware that it's a classic game. This is hard.
Yeah.
It is hard, but man, I really like it. I like the simplicity. Like it's so nice going back to a game. I think that's what I liked about Little Nightmares as well. Is there's like 3 or 4 controls, and that's it. I'm not worrying about skill trees and inventories and all that sort of stuff. Jazz, but jazz.
Well done. You said a word.
I said a word. It was a pun.
It wasn't a pun. You said a word that's someone's name. That's not. No.
Let me have my pun.
Okay.
But yeah, so I've been playing that as well. It's really cool. I didn't get to play as much this week as I liked, just because life. But it's going to stay hooked up for a while.
I too have a life.
No, you don't.
Well, sometimes.
Oh, there was that Thursday that one time.
Yeah, that was nightlife though. It was very different. Yeah, cool. So you're enjoying it? How many hours in are you?
Oh, Super Metroid?
Yeah.
Like 45 minutes.
You reckon you'll keep on going?
Nah.
See, I'm
a couple of hours in.
I'm not a massive Metroid. Oh, can you call it a Metroidvania if it's a Metroid
I don't
game?
think you can. I think if it's its namesake, you can't call it that.
Yeah.
You don't call it a Bond film, or it's kind of like a Bond film.
Yeah, because
it is a Bond film.
It's very...
Yeah. Do you not like it because of just that style of going back to areas? And
Yeah, I feel like... So one of the reasons I didn't like Skyward Sword was because you had to keep going back to the areas.
Okay.
And like I never played it. I actually realised that I pretty much own every single Metroid game just by complete coincidence. And I've played them. I've played probably a couple of hours of Super Metroid and some of the original Metroid, but just never really grabbed me. Just wasn't my jam. Maybe I got to give it another burl.
Maybe.
So I was full disclosure before we go into this. I was gifted a code for the Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut.
You do know that only important people get gifted codes, right?
Well, but Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. I have been playing. I picked up my old save. It was an easy transfer, easy download. It's the PS5 upgrade, so running at 60 frames per second on my 4K TV. Floppy, this thing looks gorgeous. It is.
Even here, man, just watching it on the video, it looks amazing.
Oh my goodness, it is so good. I actually never realized how integral and how important the soundtrack is, and how subtly the music comes in and informs your mood and your exploration.
Yeah, right.
Just seamlessly transitions through it. I'm of course playing it with Japanese audio track with English subtitles.
I can't do that.
They've got the lip syncing corrected now as part of the DLC that came out with the director's cut. I haven't played it in a long, long time. In fact, my last save was from a year ago when I booted it up. So
were you lost?
No, I remembered where I was because I was just doing. If you remember, I sort of got really into the Breath of the Wild type.
Yeah, you were
situation,
just roaming,
and I was just roaming and discovering.
Remember, you forgot. You didn't realize there was another island or 3 islands.
No, I knew. I know what's going on. But so I was just exploring, and so I jumped back in, and I couldn't remember the small mission that I was doing. So I went, oh, you know what? Because I think the reason I stopped is because I couldn't trigger this side quest. Like, it just wouldn't finish for me.
Yeah, right.
I had to wipe out this village of all the Mongols, and I kept wiping them out, and they just respawning.
So like one guy hanging behind a rock
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, something like that. So started back, and I just went, oh, I'll hit the critical path again. So I did that. Started playing it. Did a little stealth mission where I went through and rescued someone, and then had to go back, and it came time to do the combat. And oh boy, I forgot how to
rusty?
play this game.
Be rusty, mate.
Let me put it this way. I played it for about an hour and a half, and then went, you know what? Options.
Easy.
Baby mode.
Man,
So next time I go in, it's baby mode all the way.
I play everything on baby mode, man.
Of course, another big part of the director's cut is Icky Island. So without spoiling too much, because obviously I haven't played it, but I've read ahead and listened to interviews and whatnot. You can't go to Icky Island until the start of Chapter 2. So I'm still in Chapter 1. But once you pass the first chapter, you have the option to go to this little island where there's a separate storyline that goes for about 3 hours. You can't leave Icky Island unless you finish that storyline. So once you're there, you're there. And there's, of course, other things to find and look and discover. There's a lot there. I think there's about a 10 hours worth of exploration there if you're doing all the side quests and everything. I've also also read that the enemies are tougher if you play it in this order. So you can go to Icky Island at any point as long as you're past Chapter 1. So if you go there as soon as you can, the enemies are at a higher standard, and you will need to grind in order to get your level up to be able to combat them. But yeah, just wow, what a wonderful game this still is. This was my game of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember. It was a whole year ago.
Yeah. Just one. I actually, it's back to me going, I just want to find some time so I can play it. I just want to sit down.
Going back to your mode, you know how you said like you came back to it and you can't remember what you're doing and stuff like that?
Yeah.
They should have like a dad mode in here. No, like you start a
It gives
game
you
and
a
it'd be like,
recap.
well, you haven't played this game for more than 7 days. Here is a quick rundown of the controls. Here is what you were doing. Now go do your thing.
Oh, I would love a
Fuck,
recap.
man, I need that on every game.
Like just so it's been a year. This is what you did. Yeah, and it just takes small snippets out and gives you a little
Just like
explanation.
gives you a quick little like VR tutorial mode. Here's the buttons you had to use. This is what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'd need that in like even Tetris, man.
But yeah, really good. It also comes with Legends, which came out before, well, I think 6 months after the release, which is the 4-player horde mode and raid mode, where you play it with 4 other friends, and it's more the supernatural Japanese side of things, where
like
it's
demons and shit.
Yeah, it's someone telling the story of the Ghost of Tsushima. Because they don't think it was just one person. Like, it's all been exaggerated into like this team of supernatural warriors who went in and they tell the spiritual story, and you're actually playing that.
That's pretty
cool.
cool.
I really need to find people to jump in with me and just go do some raids. I also sat down after last show.
I can't believe you actually played this, man.
Remember, everyone who saw last show, if you didn't, go over to hackthedino.com and watch it on youtube.com/hackthedino. We came across a little game called Merge Mansion, which had the most weirdest storyline ever. Like, it was a lady getting out of a taxi cab with like mascara running down her face from tears.
Wasn't she look like she'd just been at a wedding or something?
No, her fiance, who she was supposed to marry, wasn't there. And then, like, her house was burnt down.
But then her grandma was there?
And then she goes to her grandma, and her grandma gives her the keys to this new mansion, and she's cleaning it up, and then she turns around, and her grandma's been arrested. And then, as she's saying goodbye to her grandma in the police car, her grandma holds up her hand, and on the hand it's written, he's still alive.
Weird.
And so many twists, I didn't know what the hell was going on. So
I don't think they knew what was going on.
I downloaded the game, which we can see on screen now, and thought, all right, let's see what this is. This game's trash.
So I downloaded one too. I think I downloaded Matchington Mansion.
Yep.
And I promptly forgot about it about 5 minutes later.
Well,
Maybe I should play that this week.
I sat down and played it last night just before I went to bed, and it is literally just match, press. There's nothing there that even indicates that there's a mystery or any deeper meaning. So they've done really good marketing to get us to go that far. So well done. Well done, everyone.
I'd like to say a well done to Game Boy Dad in the chat just for doing some cool,
well done.
some cool modding.
cool mods in the chat doing all that
Yeah.
they need to do. Brayden also left some notes throughout our run sheet, so
What has he been
can be
playing?
here while he's accepting his very prestigious award for being just overwhelmingly awesome. Brayden's playing Avengers.
Still.
Yep, still, which is a surprise to
Yeah.
like even the developers.
Alright.
And has said Ashley Birch's Kate Bishop is great so far. So Kate Bishop, of course, is Hawkeye.
Good on him.
Yeah.
That's cool. Maybe I will take it, bust it out, and have another look at it.
What's that, Avengers?
Yeah, maybe.
you
No,
own it?
I mean, probably not. Yeah, I got it.
You got the PS. You had to pay huge money for the PS5 upgrade for that.
Yeah,
didn't
I did not do that. I just played the PS4 version. I didn't give a shit.
you? Yeah, because games.
Big
Whatever.
monies.
Speaking of big monies, Pokemon.
Poke your mum.
Pokemon certainly do like big monies because they earn a lot of it. In fact, they're the number one number one franchise in the world in terms of money.
Is it?
Yeah, Pokemon.
What,
beats
game
everything.
franchise or just like franchise?
Just franchise. Like, I think their games are like 10% of the amount of money
dude.
they make.
The amount of money that they must make from not just trading cards, but like plushies, t-shirts, anything that's got a Pokemon on it. Get out of town, man. That's
Yeah, ridiculous. Anyway, they had a Pokemon Direct, or whatever they called it, where they gave us more information on a lot of their Pokemon games. Won't go into like Pokemon Unite and all those things. I really want to focus on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and Legends of Arceus. So Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are remakes of the Gen 5 Sinnoh region. This is the game that got me to fall back in love with Pokemon. I originally played Red and Blue and Yellow and Gold and Silver, and then fell away for was it Sapphire and Ruby?
Ruby.
And then jump back on with Gen 4. I can't count. That's all right. Mainly because there's a fire monkey, and his name's Chimchar, and he's adorable, and I love him.
Do you know what my first Pokemon game was?
What's that?
It was Soul Silver.
Yep.
And I played it in 2017.
That's right. And I remember you saying, we were having a discussion here one time, and you saw a Machop, and you went, oh, yeah, isn't he supposed to be green? No, he's always been blue. He goes, oh, mine's green. I went, that's a shiny. You got a shiny, a 1 in 5,000 Pokemon.
It's my first Pokemon game,
There
ladies
you
and
go.
gentlemen.
Do you know how long it took me to get a shiny Pokemon?
That's just how I roll, mate.
Years and years. Like, Parker got a shiny Pokemon in the wild before I did. I still remember because she was playing X and Y. I bought her X and Y. She was obsessed with it.
I haven't played
And
that one.
She came out to me one day and because she goes, oh, Dad, I've got a shiny Pokemon here, but I don't know how to catch it. What do I do? And I went, oh, yeah. All right, kid. 6-year-old kid doesn't know what they're talking about. Grabbed it. Oh, it is a shiny. And then again, we were playing Sword and Shield when it first came out because we both had the game. I was playing on handheld and she was playing on TV. And she came across a shiny Corviknight, which is a bird.
Okay, cool.
So
Thank you.
I helped her catch it. And then I looked down on my screen, and while I was helping her catch it, a Pokemon had walked into me and started an encounter, and that was a shiny. Anyway, I like shinies. I do shiny hunting.
Brayden's got some dumb summary.
No. I'm not even finished talking about that. Yeah, I've just went on a tangent.
All right.
So did you see much of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl?
I did. I watched
Like the art style?
Did I see it? Yeah,
Yeah,
I watched the direct from him.
Jess, can we bring up that footage again of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? I just want to have a look at the art style. A lot of people are complaining about it. I, for one, really love it. For me, it looks like a natural progression of what the Game Boy games and the Game Boy Advance games would look like if they were up-res.
Yeah, like if they were remastered, not remade, that's what they
Yeah,
look like.
so
Yeah,
like
it's fine.
they're chibi looking, they're cute. I think the overworld graphics look fine. The fact that you can have a lot more customization of your character, I think is really, really great. I'm really looking forward to this game. The Gen 4 game itself is really good, real fun.
I think they really like what they've done here and all the things that people are complaining about. I think, fuck 'em. This suits the style of gameplay that it is. I think it suits that that era of games, and it sort of like captures that old school essence, that retroness,
Yeah, well, I mean,
but updates it. It looks good.
I was so obsessed with Gen 4 that this is when I went really deep into the metagame and started EV training and IV training
Oh man, I can't be
and
bothered.
like breeding eggs, and like I went full competitive mode and had a competitive team.
That
I had
doesn't surprise me at all.
I had a Shuckle, which is like a turtle Pokemon,
I know that one.
and I called him Five Knuckle.
5 Knuckle Shuckle.
Yep. Because I like John Cena. You can't. Anyway, But I do think, because what we remember from Oras, which was Amiga Alpha, Ruby Sapphire, whatever, the Gen 3 remakes from ages ago, they changed the ending. Amiga Ruby Alpha Sapphire. They changed the ending. And because they announced that Legends Arceus is coming out in January, so we've got the release
close.
date. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearls, November 19, which I believe I called to the day.
Did you?
To the day. I think if we go back into our predictions,
We didn't need to do that. I don't remember.
November 19.
Pretty sure we didn't write it down.
I think I have it in the end of the run sheet. But yes, because Arceus is coming out at the end of January, I think 28th.
22nd, 28th?
Something like that. I still think they've redone the ending of Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond. So Arceus will pop up and transport you back in time to Arceus. So, yeah, well, let's read off Brayden's comments about what he thinks, and then we'll talk about Arceus, which you can see on the screen here, including the brand new Pokemon.
So, Brayden's dumb summary from Discord, as it is so aptly named. He says, okay, how do I do a Brayden? Okay. No, that's not Brayden. So, it's literally just Pokemon, Breath of the Wild. Fair enough.
Just don't do that.
I can't not do it now.
Don't do that.
It's in the Sinnoh region. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so for those of you who are joining us for the very first time, hello, welcome. Have a quiche.
Don't have the quiche.
No,
Have
don't
the
have the
croissant.
quiche. Yeah, croissant?
Yeah.
Chocolate or just
I'm
savoury?
classy as fuck, mate. Croissant.
Hey, you know French toast?
Yes.
Do you ever eat it with tomato sauce?
No.
Oh,
Why would you?
No one eats it with tomato sauce, and you're all missing out.
Do you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. French toast, tomato sauce, man.
Disgusting.
Beautiful.
No, I'll eat some weird shit, but probably not that.
Oh, I'm going to make it for you. You have to eat it. Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh, yeah, Brayden. He grew up. This was his very first Pokemon game, so he's very, very, very excited for it to come out. But continue on. Sorry, Floppy.
So he loves this prequel vibe with the physical book for the Pokedex. I will agree with him. That was really cool.
Yeah. Yep. So they're
having
drawing down.
Yeah, they're like going out in the wild and sketching and doing something like that is cool. He says, okay, so this is really a Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. What do you think about it as a Breath of the Wild type thing? So they're moving away from the turn-based RPG.
Yeah.
And they're going more into, like the Breath of the Wild encounters. So you encounter and it's a seamless transition into a battle as opposed to traditional Pokemon games, which have the...
Yeah. So I think this is going to do two things. I think, I think it's cool because, like, I didn't grow up with Pokemon, so I don't have that connection to that grindy...
You'd grown up when it came out.
Yeah. I'd found booze by then. Sorry. It's not coffee in my TARDIS cup. So I don't have that connection and the nostalgia to that style of gameplay. What the heck are you doing,
My
man?
hood is annoying me.
So professional.
There we go.
So the actual progression into the free roam world and the free flow into the combat is really cool. Like I dig that because that's sort of used to what I'm playing anyway. So yeah, I do dig that. I think it's going to work well. I think it's going to annoy some diehard fans, and I think no matter what they do, it's going to annoy someone.
Like Pokemon fans, like any major fandom, people will always hate something. Like the amount of hate that's still leveled at Sword and Shield, and people going, "Oh, it's a failure." It sold like 2 million copies or something. It's not a failure. It's doing very well.
It's like no matter what you do, there's going to be a little group of fanatics that it's going to annoy, and fair enough. Everyone each their own. You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah,
I think what they've done is a
it.
natural progression, and I think it's probably a good idea. He's also said he would die for that fluffy Arcanine.
Arcanine? It's a Growlithe, not an Arcanine. So he got that wrong. Oh dear.
Okay. Ooh, fake fan. The fish thing, quoting Brayden, seriously fucked up. What the fuck?
Yeah, so I forgot the name, not the Barracuda. What is it? It's a...
Magikarp?
No, it's not a Magikarp.
It's the only fish Pokemon I know.
I've forgotten the name. Anyway, it's the piranha-looking fish. Basculin. That's what it is. Basculin.
I was that close to
it
saying
doesn't have an evolution in normal Pokemon games, and they've introduced an evolution in this game, which is a prequel. And it evolves by absorbing the swords of its dead compatriots.
That's pretty fucking dark.
So Brayden's overall thoughts are this is exactly the kind of refresh that Pokemon has been needing for over a decade now, and I completely agree with that sentimony.
Sentimony?
Yep.
Is that a word?
Sanctimony. Whatever. Sentiments. Whatever. Sentences.
You do it.
I completely agree. They've put it under the Legends banner, so it's not a main core title. It's sort of like Pokemon Rangers
So like,
or something.
let's go Pikachu and let's go.
Yeah,
Eevee
yeah.
sort of
So
thing?
it's an offshoot. It's something to try out a new engine to see if it takes. I personally think it will take.
I reckon. It will.
I think this is going to be the future of where Pokemon games go moving forward.
What was the? Was it Arceus or Arceus? I can't remember.
Technically, it's Arceus. I say Arceus because that's how you read it, and then when you hear it pronounced, you go, "Oh, okay." But yeah, it is Arceus. It's a cool name anyway. I really like it, Arceus.
I don't know what it means.
It doesn't mean anything. Like all Pokemon names. Bibberkloof. Okay.
Joel P. Poop.
Yep, that one.
I like to troll Pokemon people a little bit
Yeah.
and call things like Charizard
Yep.
and Bulbmander. And then when they're like, it's Bulb, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not even joking, man. I love Digimon.
Speaking of trolling, Jeff Keighley had a Gamescom opening night.
Ooh, ouch.
Now, we'll get into the Xbox One after this. So there was an Xbox One yesterday, and then this morning they
before.
had and then
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley had his opening night. So I've picked out some of the highlights of it. It went for about an hour and a half, I think. So a big old.
Yeah, well, it was like 2
conference.
hours.
Yeah,
It was pretty long.
it was a lengthy thing.
It may have had some filler.
Overall, what did you think? I thought the first hour was, pretty good, pretty full paced. And then the second hour, I think, just sort of lagged in the teeth a little bit.
Yeah, look, they came out swinging with some of their big stuff, which they probably should have spaced out a little bit.
Yep.
But they came out swinging with some of their big stuff. And then the last sort of, 45 minutes was kind of fillery, just little tacked on bits, which was a bit odd.
Yep.
Um,
And then ending with Death Stranding Director's Edition.
that's-
Now, all right, we all know about my love for Kojima. Jeff Keighley probably loves Kojima more than me. I'm willing to
I don't
admit
even
that.
know if that's possible.
No, it very much is.
Why? Because he gets money from him.
Well, no, they're also like friends
Oh,
in real life.
Okay.
But it's also like I was listening to a podcast today, and they were saying, yeah, a lot of this stuff is also very political. So, like, they could have ended it, and while there wasn't a lot there to end, sort of like a big conference on, it may be that it was done as a favor. So when Kojima's new game comes out, you may have heard of it, Abandoned. I'm joking. Don't. I'm joking.
Internet crash.
So when Kojima's new game comes out, he might give the exclusive to Keighley's in one of his shows.
No doubt whatsoever that that's what he's doing.
I do love what Keighley's doing with all these big events. So E3, Gamescon, and of course the Game Awards, which he's responsible for. He's doing these opening night things or these little, extravaganzas 3 or 4 times a year. And yeah, Keighley loves games.
Oh, this dude is like a child when it comes to games, which is cool because that passion for it comes out when he's out on stage as well.
Exactly. But yeah, anyway, let's get into some of the big announcements. The first one that came up is the Saints Row Reboot, which was heavily teased.
So I didn't know that this was Saints Row for the longest time watching this.
Oh, really?
No, it didn't gel that this is what it was.
Is it
Until right
because
at the end,
it's
I'm like, oh, fuck, it's okay.
A
Saints Row.
reboot? Is that what threw you?
It just didn't strike me as a Saints Row game. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing yet.
So I think the whole
should have
principle
noticed all the
is that it's sort of like tech startups in Silicon Valley. It's like
Yeah.
that, but for criminals.
Yeah.
So you're starting out as like a group of friends on the bottom level, and you're trying to work your way up.
Yeah, I saw that. And you're trying to like build your own empire, like self-made sort of thing.
Yeah. So here's how Deep Silver describes the new Saints Row. Quote, as the future boss, with Nina, Kevin, and Eli by your side, you'll form the Saints and take on Los Patronos, the Idols, and Marshal as you build your empire across the streets of Santo
Ileso.
and battle for control over the city. Ultimately, Saints Row is the story of a startup company. It's just that the business... oh, God, that was written horribly. It's just that the business the Saints are in happens to be crime.
So I've kind of always had I don't mind Saints Row. Like it's like GTA, but it's like a piss take version.
Yeah.
And so it's always been a lot of bit
Well,
fun.
to start off with, they went kind of off the wall with like 3 and 4.
Oh, they get out of hell and
Yeah.
they went crazy, man.
Yeah. Space? Were they in space? at
I
one point?
don't even be sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, this trailer was like amusing. I liked it. I liked the whole them stealing the car full of shit from the bad guys. The motorbike with this motorbike scene where he crashes the motorbike and then flips in the car is unreal.
Yeah.
You watch now that I've said that. Here we go. No,
I'm sure the
It is
podcast listeners will
Podcast
love
will love
it.
that as we're watching a trailer that they can't see.
Yep. Just
But,
go to hackthedino.com.
Oh, there
Catch
you
it
go. There
out.
it is right there. How cool is that?
I don't
The
think that's
Spider-Man
how
move.
physics works.
Mate, have you ever played a video game? None of that's how physics works.
But yeah, overall, Floppy, you impressed with this?
I think I'm intrigued by it. I'll definitely check it out. What I don't like is I don't like watching the bit afterwards where it's the actors talking. No disrespect to the actors, they do a great job, but you can tell when they're really not super comfortable on stage.
Which is weird for actors.
Which is weird. Well, yeah, I don't know. It was odd. This one in particular was a little bit odd, and it made me feel a little bit cringy. But yeah, the game itself, yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out. It looks fun. It looks crazy. Looks like leave your brain at the door.
I'm a big fan of that. Speaking of leaving your brain at the door, next we saw the latest from the XCOM team, Marvel Midnight Suns. Now, how much do you know about the Midnight Suns, Floppy?
Not much.
Okay, so the Midnight Suns, in the comics at least, in the 90s, were a team led by Blade, and it had Ghost Rider in there. It had some other
Wolverine?
people. No, he wasn't in it. But like basically, they were vampire hunters and supernatural hunters. Doctor Strange, I think, was in there from memory. Sort of like all the offbeat. So back in the 90s, a lot of the heroes that you love and enjoy today, they weren't very popular. Iron Man, Captain America, no one liked them.
No one gave a rat's ass. The Avengers were lame back then.
Yeah, Ghost Rider as well. Like,
Ghost Rider's always been lame.
No one cared about them. It was only until like Iron Man came out that sort of Tony Stark became the poster boy. Up until then, it was Spidey all the way.
And
Anyway,
X-Men.
all your favorite Marvel characters, including the X-Men and Blade, are coming in March 2022. There's a worldwide gameplay demo coming out on September 1st. Brayden left his little note here saying, fucking hell yeah, this is going to be my shit. Can't wait. The exact kind of different style Marvel games I've been wanting.
Wanting?
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of got vibes of like, I mean, I know it's more XCOM than what I was thinking, but it kind of reminded me of that Marvel Ultimate Alliance,
Yes. Yeah, very much so, I think.
which I think I'd actually prefer, but
Ultimate Alliance.
yeah.
Well, I mean, that's basically what it is. So the team Fire Axis said that it's not like the XCOM games. Like it's not the same battle engine or anything like that. It's its own thing. But you know, how much was Raving Rabbids like XCOM? Because I didn't play Raving Rabbids.
Oh, the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Yep.
Well, I haven't played much XCOM, but I played the heck out of Mario and Rabbids. That was cool.
Yeah. Supernatural Wolvie. And the lady you can see in the middle there, I think, is the Hunter, which is your character that you create and you can play as.
Yeah, so that's an original character, isn't it?
Yeah, so
that
you can customize it.
Yeah.
Hunter is their name. So that looks really, really cool. It's been rumored for a long time. Be eager to check that out. One thing I am super eager to check out, and this announcement was cool as hell, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge coming out April 2022. I was hoping, really, really hoping to be this year, but no. So it's a throwback to the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, and they announced you can play as April O'Neil. She beats people up with a microphone and a camera.
That's so cool.
Oh man, I cannot wait for this game.
Did you get like Mad River City Girl vibes?
I did. You know what? I'm actually probably going to play as April.
Oh,
Truth be
as
told.
if you wouldn't. Can I say it? When Jeff Keighley came out and started to announce this, he said something that like we all know I'm immature, right?
No.
You've met me. I'll laugh at
Couple
poop
of
jokes. He said something like he's got his pizza and his manhole ready. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but that was pretty funny.
But yeah, this game, my goodness, I cannot wait.
Yeah, this looks great.
Also, it's being published by the same team that did Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah.
So they've obviously got a really good eye for these types of games, and Streets of Rage 4 was excellent. I'm really, really hopeful for this game. I think it's going to be really, really cool.
So in the town, oh yeah, you can revive people with pizza, can't you?
Yeah.
In the chat, Townsy's put up there. He hopes that Usagi Jimbo ends up in it. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Have they talked about adding any other characters?
Don't know. I'm assuming DLC will be part of it.
Can you play as Splinter?
Popular enough? No, I think the only 5 characters now are the 4 Turtles and April.
Oh, okay.
Incidentally, have you been reading The Last Ronin?
No.
It's like a future Ninja Turtle storyline where all the turtles are dead apart from one, and he just carries each one of their weapons, and he's going into fight against Shredder's grandson, who's sort of taken over LA.
That sounds dark as heck.
It is. It is super dark, and you don't know which turtle it is. and he talks to like his dead brothers. They come up as like ghosts and memories of his past, and then
I read the original Turtles comics not that long ago, and I'd
done
never
that,
read them before. And man, they are heaps darker than the cartoon I watched as
oh
a
yeah.
kid.
Well, for starters, the foot soldiers are actual soldiers. They're not robots or anything.
Yeah.
and they get killed.
And Shredder was like a drug dealing dude, man.
proper bad guy. Speaking of
man.
bad guys, you won't find many in this next game.
That's not true. You'll find lots of them.
Lego Star Wars is out in 2022 now, Floppy. I was really impressed with this trailer. It gave me the feels, but your fantasy critic is suffering another blow.
I don't even look at it anymore.
Yeah, this looks
Able
great. This looks really cool.
So, but Brayden and I we both get frothy over Lego games. All of the Lego games, but more to the point, Star Wars.
Yep.
Star Wars was one of the first Lego games I played. It's awesome. I love them all. You can't die for starters. Great. This one covers all 9 films. I think, I can't remember if it was in this thing here, but I think they're putting in, or it might be in DLC, Solo and Rogue One.
Yep.
I think.
And Mandalorian as well.
Mandalorian as well. Yeah, or maybe it wasn't Solo. Maybe
No,
it was
Solo's in it, I
Solo,
believe,
yeah, and Mandalorian. So that is just legitimately there. That is so much content. It's ridiculous. They've done them before as trilogies. So they did the prequel trilogy, they did the original trilogy, and then they brought out a Force Awakens one that was just on its own. All standout games. Like, they're all great games, but then to go back and do them all 100% from the ground up, I believe there's voice acting and everything in there, is just awesome. I cannot wait to play through this.
Hey, Jazz.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you think? Should I get this game? Would you enjoy playing this game if I made you sit down in front of the PlayStation 5 and play it?
I wouldn't know what to do.
And when he says major, he means ask you nicely.
No, I'd say get it. Because I know you'll play it. I won't play it.
No, you can play it.
You can play split screen co-op.
Yeah.
And you can't die.
It's a game where you can't die. You just fall to pieces.
I bought it to play with my kids, and now they don't play it anymore. I just play them.
Okay.
We also had some more footage from Sifu, which is coming out February 2022. Now, this trailer, a lot of people started to go, oh, it's not as good as I thought it was, and I think they're insane.
Yeah, these things look great, man.
Like, the whole idea behind it in that if you die, you age a couple of years in order to, like, go back and train and sort of get your level up so you can fight more people. I still think it looks great.
That's why I look so old, because I've actually died a few times and aged.
Certainly not your hair.
I'm actually 23.
Yeah, still a great game. Can't wait for it to come out. Bummer that we have to wait till like February, but it'll be worth the wait, I'm sure.
Man, better a late game than a broken game.
Oh, well, that is insanely true because of Yoldy Cyberpunk. Then we had the big announcements coming out, firing on all arms.
Oh, man. I wasn't actually expecting this. I was dead set. Didn't think they were going to bring this up.
So first we had the Halo Elite controller announced. Now, I was at a games place once. I think you were there as well, Floppy.
Possibly.
And I actually, for the first time, got to hold the Elite controller in my hand. My goodness, that is a good controller to have.
They're a nice controller,
How much
man.
are they? Like $300?
$250.
Yeah. How much is this special edition?
$250.
Oh, really? They haven't put a premium on it?
No, they've just put a paint job on it.
Wow.
Which I love, because half the time they put paint jobs and things and jack the price.
Yep.
This thing looks sweet. Like, I've got the Xbox One controller that was the Master Chief one, which is really cool. Same kind of color scheme, you know, with the green and a little bit of gold and everything like that. This thing being an Elite controller, man, it is sexy.
Yeah.
And the weight behind them and the fact that you can just sort of swap out your analog sticks, your D-pad to be either a cross or the circle one, and just the programmable buttons, things like that, man. These things are cool. They charge in that case.
Oh, they charge in the case?
Yeah, so you sit at the case. They've got this case that they sit in, which got some little like magnetic contacts in it, and then you pop in your old mate charge cable, and off you go.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so good.
Then they announced the Halo 20th anniversary Xbox Series X, and don't worry, everyone, it's already
really
sold out.
So this thing went up online and was gone in like 15 minutes.
Yep. Do you reckon they'll have another drop, or because they did say it was limited?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
But you never know. When something goes that quick, you kind of want to go, we could totally sell more of
But I
this.
mean, this was announced at sort of 4:30 our time. So Australian people really didn't have a chance of even
Well,
getting
no,
a
because
sniff.
it didn't go up for online order in a lot of retailers until our business hours.
Oh, right. So it was
Yeah.
completely out of...
So I know a few retailers around here. Most of us, the common ones, didn't put it up on their websites for pre-order until like 9:30.
And how many fans do you reckon got it? And how many scalpers and bots do you think got it?
I'd say there's probably like 3 or 4 fans that got it, and resellers,
Just resellers?
more than likely.
That's really disappointing because things like this, like there's a lot of diehard Halo fans, and like Xbox are finally, coming out of the deep chasm they saw.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, well, I've had people go that it looks ugly.
Yeah, but I kind of think that ugly looks pretty good.
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of anything that's not a black box that sits under your TV. That's why I like the design of the PlayStation 5 so much, because
Yeah.
it's so just far out there and ridiculous. I love collecting things that are just super weird.
How do you feel about the current trend of things going up online for pre-order to be available to everyone, and what happens with them? They end up in resellers. How do you feel about that?
Resellers?
No, just the whole thing in general. Like, I was having this conversation with a mate the other day, literally about this console, because he's missed out. We were talking about, what we should go back to, when they had a planned pre-order launch sort of night or day or something, where you have to go into a store, but you know about it in advance so that you can plan your day around it. You can get there, get in line, pre-order thing. Stops resellers from getting them.
Yeah, but
Resellers are only going to get one.
only problem there is that adds to your company's bottom line, because you have to organise people to staff it. You have to
Of course
organise,
it does.
like, obviously security and whatnot. And we're talking Microsoft and whatnot, so it's
Do
nothing
it during
to
the
them.
normal business hours.
But you know what I mean? Like, I can see why they don't do it, because doing something for free is always better than paying for something. But it is getting ridiculous. They need to think
all
of a
that
way
happens is bots get them.
Yeah, and it's really not fair. And then the prices jump. And, Xbox technically don't really care because
They got their money.
they got their money. What do they care? And then you get these resellers who just jack up the price to ridiculous amounts, and it's hard
And
for
then
your average
sell a
person.
receipt.
Yeah.
Which is
Which you
nothing.
may or may not get.
Yeah, do you know what happened a number of years ago? You remember when Batman Arkham Knight came out?
Yeah, I remember this tale.
And there was a collector's edition that had a replica of the Batmobile from Batman Arkham Knight. It was really cool. It was supposed to light up and shit. And people pre-ordered them. Pre-ordered online. Sold their pre-orders online for stupid amounts of money. And then like a number of days just before it was supposed to be released, cancelled.
Ouch.
And you know what? If you're one of those people that's bought a receipt on eBay, you can't cash that back in for the refund because it's not your name on there. You can't refund that.
No.
You're done.
Done.
Don't buy from resellers.
Um,
They might stiff you
Oh.
or get one up you.
Whoa. In fact, they'd probably have to stiff you to get one up you.
No one wants to limp up one up you.
So then Halo Infinite was announced for December 8th, coming out.
I was guaranteeing this thing was not going to come out this year. I was so surprised.
Yep. Thank you, me, who has it in their fantasy critic. Because
Yeah,
I think
well,
it's, even though it's going to launch and it's
wank,
not going
wank.
to be completely, like, it'll be
No
finished.
co-op?
No co-op, single player story mode. And no, multiplayer is there? Or
Yeah,
isn't there?
multiplayer was there and single player was there, but no co-op.
Yeah, but no co-op at
weird.
launch. At launch. I think this is going to be one of those games that they keep adding to for a couple of years.
Yeah, I think
it
they
does
have to.
look. This trailer looked really cool.
Look, he's better than the last one we saw.
Oh yes, I'm very glad they took that year off and took their time with it.
Oh yeah, man. Look, they did the right thing. They had to release this year, though, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Oh, totally. Like everyone was understanding last year, obviously with the global bastard still raging its wrath upon the world.
Yeah.
But they really need to get something out, and I'm really looking forward to playing this, especially after playing the first one a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, you'd never played it, had you?
No, I had played it, but it'd been
Oh.
like since it launched,
So
since I played it.
Have you played all of the campaigns for Halo?
No, I've only ever played Halo 1.
Man, Halo 2,
Yes,
Get
yeah,
on.
I hear that.
get on it.
I will be. That's on Xbox, original Xbox.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can get it on Games Pass on your Xbox One or
Oh,
Xbox
really?
Series X because the whole Master Chief Collection's on there.
Yeah, you're right. I should sit down and do
We
that.
should play a co-op in a
Tell
stream.
you what, yeah, I tell you what. As soon as I've finished Ghost of Tsushima, I'll get right on it.
All right, I'll set my alarm for 2032.
Yep, because I've got Pokemon games coming out as well.
Oh, 2037,
Yeah, cool. No, Pokemon games I burn through pretty quickly, actually.
2036.
Then we also had the announcement today of a Halo Infinite Collector's Edition. Just take a
Addiction.
look, Addiction.
Get one up,
Edition. Just have a look at
yeah.
this floppy. What do you think of this?
This
So you get the game, a still case, a $15
Xbox
voucher,
card.
a pin, and a blue suit.
All right, I'm going to use the immortal words of, may he rest in peace, Dan.
Yes?
That looks a bit rubbo.
$15 voucher.
I hate steel. Am I the only person that hates steelbooks? They don't fit on the
Yeah,
shelf.
no, I'm not a fan of them.
I don't like them.
Like, the only time I get them is when I pre-order a game I want, and they go, "Oh, this came with it." It's like,
You'd be like, cool, I'll add it
thanks.
to the drawer.
Apart from Pokemon, because I have a problem with mainline series, I sort of need to get all the covers.
You have a problem.
Yeah, so that's rubbish, and hope that something better comes out for the collectors out there. But something that did come out today was the Horizon Zero Dawn 60 frame per second patch.
I'm super excited for this. Can I tell you why?
Yep.
I bought a new TV this week.
Oh, really? You didn't tell me that?
It's because I hadn't remembered. And it gets delivered tomorrow.
Oh, wow. So, what are you getting? Like,
Oh, a TV.
yeah, I know, but...
I'm getting. So everyone can come around and rob my house.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting a Samsung 65-inch Neo QLED. So it's got all the, because I got quite a bright lounge room. So I got these massive windows that sit right behind me that shine on my TV, even when you close the blinds. So brightness becomes a bit of an issue in during the day with glare and stuff like that. So I got this one that's got all these, every pixel has its own little mini LED that can adjust the brightness. Like, so
cool.
good, man. So I'm so keen. I'm finally going to have 4K because I have not had 4K ever.
No, nor had I until I got the TV that we're looking at right now.
And I've got a PS5 and a Series X and no 4K. Now I'm going to have 4K. I got 200 hertz, man.
You will be one 4K-ing happy dude.
Oh, man, I'm going to be 4K and all over the place.
Speaking of all over the place, not really. Horizon Forbidden West got a launch date, and it is February 18th,
That is
2022.
Sooner than I thought it was going to be, which is excellent.
Really?
Yeah.
I still thought it was coming out December.
I'd kind of, even though I had this picked, I think, in one of our things, had succumbed to the fact that it was not going to be till like April.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It is when it is. So I was surprised when they said February. That's awesome.
Yeah. Glad that they're taking their time with it. Luckily, I took heed of Jason Schreier's rumors and deleted it from my fantasy critic very, very quickly, so I didn't lose those points.
I really got to start remembering to look at that thing. There's no point now.
And then, of course, we finished it off with the Death Stranding Director's Cut, which we talked about briefly at the start of this little segment. Yep, it's upgraded, up-resed, additional things. We've talked about it on previous shows. You get a race course, you get catapults to throw parcels everywhere, you can race cars, you can walk around it's Kojima. I mean, it's like, I think, $15 for the upgrade for the PS5, Australian.
Something like that.
I'll probably get it eventually, but I mean...
I've still never been able to stay interested past the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, I played maybe 5 hours of it.
Man, okay, that's a fair hack.
Yeah. Well, it's Kojima. I thought I owed it to him.
Yeah.
I got up to Troy Baker, meeting him, and then that was... But it does look, I can imagine it looked very pretty. And Kojima edited this trailer himself. So everyone should go out there and watch it out of respect to Kojima.
How can he physically carry that? That is ridiculous.
Oh, he's Norman Reedus. How can he jump like that? He's got jetpacks on.
That's how.
So I did a little list of what we have to look forward to.
This is unreal.
Early 2022. So up until about March, the first quarter of 2022. We have got coming out Elden Ring, Ghostwire Tokyo, Horizon Forbidden West, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Marvel's Midnight Suns, Nobody Saves the World, Rainbow Six Extraction, Saints Row, Salt and Sacrifice, Sifu, Stray.
Is Stray the one where you're a cat?
Yes.
Cool. Save that for later.
Yeah, so we're running a little bit long in the tooth, so I'm just going to skip Brayden's thoughts, most of them, but there's a couple that I will say. So Brayden said, started strong, then was a massive waste of time. This is the comment that I liked. Quote, Brayden, how many fucking shooters were there? Oh my god. Insert bad name here. Season, insert number here, is free to play and coming, insert month of 2022 here. Jeff Keighley is slowly turning into looking like a Canadian Peter Capaldi.
Boot.
And we'll skip that last comment. But yeah, overall, I think that was a really, Gamescom has really hit it out the park this year. I'm very impressed. I think it was actually better than E3 this year.
I do too. I think it was more streamlined.
We're going to jump straight into our next topic. There is a new game coming out, but maybe we'll save that for next show. It's basically Kaiju fighting each other.
That sounds right up your alley, though. Like,
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it later. Maybe
Done.
talk
Maybe
about it in the
Dynamo.
post-show. Yeah. So, many of you may not know, but during this week, it was the 30th anniversary of the Super Nintendo in the PAL region. So, Floppy and I have decided to give you our recommendation for 10 Super Nintendo games you really need to play. Now, this comes with a disclaimer. These are our personal picks. Some of us have played classic games and some of us have not. I think you'll be able to tell who is Hugh. Hugh?
Hugh?
Hugh. You're Hugh.
I'm Hugh. Jackman.
So before we get into it, there are a couple of honourable mentions that didn't make the list. These are Super Metroid,
The one I've been playing.
Donkey Kong Country 2, Yoshi's Island, and Mortal Kombat 2, amongst many, many others. So I'm going to kick it off with my first pick, and that is Chrono Trigger. Big surprise. I talk about this probably every single show, so I don't need to go into it again. But if you can, if you've got Apple TV, download Chrono Trigger. It's like $6 on there. Get your PS4 controller, boot it up, and just play Chrono Trigger. It is absolutely wonderful. I actually had Zach Sabbath, friend of the show, I saw him on the weekend, and he came up to me and said, I downloaded Chrono Trigger because you told me to. I'm obsessed with it. So he's doing exactly what I said. He's playing it on his mobile. And,
Yeah, right.
yeah, because obviously it's in the iOS store. Yeah, he loves it. And it's just a wonderful game. I've spoken to a Game Boy dad. I got him to play it, and I got Dust Valbeard to also play it many years ago. All love it. So everyone who I've recommended played this game has absolutely loved it because it's fantastic and amazing, and I love it more than Floppy.
You love it? You love Chrono Trigger more than Floppy?
Yep.
Or you love it more than I love it?
No, I love it more than you.
Well, it goes without saying. I'm going to throw a little disclaimer out here before I put in my first fix. So if you haven't figured out already, I'm the one that hasn't played much SNES.
What? No.
In fact, I got my first ever SNES last year.
Yeah.
After Ben and I did an episode of Retro Trigger talking about me getting my
Rest
first
in
SNES.
peace.
Rest in peace, Retro Trigger. And
Might come back again one day. We'll see.
And we talked about what games I should get and play and what I wanted to after looking at a few games that are available and the things that I remembered. So my first pick, these are all games that I either own, have played some of, or want. So my first pick is now Uni Rally.
Yes. This is one I suggested to you.
This is what you suggested. And I just found it. And I looked at it and I was like, really, Ben?
But
Really? And I went, all right, I'll grab it.
it was only like $12 or something.
It was, yeah, it was like $12 at a cashies or something on a little game hunt. Now, this thing is you play a unicycle.
Yep.
End of story.
That's it.
Get to the end of the game.
It's a unicycle.
This thing is an unreal 2D racer.
Yep.
Very Sonic-esque with the whole 2D, super fast, jumping and spinning. There's like, the faster you get, not always good because you can screw yourself up. But yeah, right at the end, you do like your little unicycle does like little bows or something. It's really weird, but it's strangely captivating and super fun and simple. I love it.
All right, so my next pick, number 3? On games you should really play on the Super Nintendo. No surprise here. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Again, I've mentioned many a time my relationship with Street Fighter 2 and the fact that I collect all the games and arcade machine and whatnot. Street Fighter 2 for the Super Nintendo was one of those games where if I had a spare 15 minutes, I could sit down and do a run. And I got to the point where I could sit down and play Street Fighter to defeat Bison on level 8, which was the highest level, in 15 minutes. And that was it. I just sit down and just go boom, 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 boom with Ryu and go all the way through. I'm still pretty good at this game. So I was... this is a lot of my time
I know,
to
man.
playing
I'm
this
fucking
game.
taking the piss.
Muscle memory comes back. I was sitting... a couple of years ago when Street Fighter 5 first came out, I was playing with an artist that I was working on a comic book with online, playing Street Fighter 5, and he was just wiping the floor with me. Like, he's not pro, but he's pretty good. And then do you remember when the collection came out of every single Street Fighter game ever?
30th anniversary one?
Yeah, the 30th anniversary, and they bought them all out. I said, let's play some Turbo. Oh, okay. I wiped the floor with him. He was shocked because the hitboxes are different, the combos are different, the speed is different. You're on 2D platform. It was validation of my my many years standing in front of an arcade
Do
machine.
you know the first time I ever played Street Fighter was on my dad's PC?
Yeah.
And it was rubbish.
Yep.
Because me and a friend to play had to share the keyboard.
Yep.
One of you had the cursor keys and a couple of buttons. The other one had WASD. And, and you're trying to get four hands essentially on the keyboard.
Yep.
We played that thing for hours.
I had
And then
that on my.
And then I tried to
collection.
play, because I knew the moves, I tried to do them on a controller.
Yep.
Forget about it. Couldn't
Yep.
do them. Still
Well,
can't
see,
do
I'm
'em.
also a controller player, which Ken Wong, developer of Florence and Monument Valley, the lead artist there. He's a Street Fighter fan as well.
Yeah, right.
And he was actually rather impressed that I am a controller player because that's really hard to do. He whooped me though. Next, Floppy.
All right, so my next one is another game that I own, and I bought this one because I'm a fan of the
Genre.
license.
Yep.
I bought Alien 3.
Yeah. Again, these are games that we think you should play, not
I think you should
necessarily
play.
the best games.
Yeah, thanks for chucking that out there.
That's all
Ben.
right.
So this one is a side-scrolling third-person shooter. And you know what? It captures the feeling of Aliens really well, and I
Captures
love it.
the feeling of Alien 3 really well, which is rubbish and trash.
No, that is not true. You are wrong. Alien 3 is a great film.
Mm.
All first three Alien films are great films. They're just different genres. This one does mix it up,
Yeah.
like you get weapons.
First one's suspense and
Stop
thriller.
taking the piss out of my games.
Second one is a really good action game.
Yes.
And third one is Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
I don't have a problem with that.
Or Police Academy.
Oh, ouch. 7. So this one, you got levels that have time limits. If you don't get them into the time limits, you'd lose a life. All those sorts of things. It is a bit weird that it has weapons from all the movies though. So you got the pulse rifles and the flamethrower and stuff like that, and the sound of the motion tracker, which you can see up in the top left hand of the screen. But it's cool if you like Aliens and you have a SNES. Play this. It's great fun. Side-scrolling shooter. Love
Did you buy the cart for this?
Yeah.
How much was the cart? Do you remember?
No.
Oh, obviously not too expensive though.
No, it wasn't too expensive, man.
All right, next game that I've chosen, a bit controversial, but the right decision. Donkey Kong Country 2. That's right, not the original Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 2. And I'll tell you why. Much like many sequels, the second game is the better in the series. The characters are a lot more easier to control. It gets rid of Donkey Kong, which was sort of like the lame part of the first game. It's a lot more polished. The level design is fantastic. A lot more hidden areas. The fluidity of the game. There's so many different types of ways that you can play it. Just a great game and much, much better than its predecessor, I feel, and one of the classics.
It looks really tight, doesn't it, man? Like, look at the graphics on that. You could look at that and not realize it was a SNES game if you didn't know.
Yeah, no, this second one is easily the best game out of the
This
three.
is one I want to own. I want to own that on SNES. Yeah.
It's
Well, how
an
much am I
expensive
looking
game.
for? Yeah, it did.
That this one's probably about $40-50 if you
I
just
got
go for the
many
cart.
children. I can just sell one of them.
Yeah, why not? Easy.
Yeah, I don't need that many.
If you want a child and have Donkey Kong Country 2,
I'll do your swap.
hit up Floppy.
Yeah, I got choice of ages and everything. This
Oh
got
God,
weird and dark, didn't it?
we are going to jail.
Yeah. Please don't show this anywhere. Oh, God.
All right, now your next game, I agree, everyone should play this game.
Yeah, so this is one that I did own. It was one of the ones that we talked about on Retro Trigger that you said you need to buy this, and I happened to find this. I can't remember where I found it. Or where it was.
I think we're on a hunt.
I think we were on a hunt. And I bought it, and it is Super Mario World. This game is cool. Like, I'd obviously played Mario games on many different Nintendo consoles. Never having the Nintendo consoles myself, was always at someone else's house, and it was always, oh, this is cool. And then you played this one, and it is there's something about it that is just, it just hits the nail on every head. Do you know what I mean? Or hits the head of every nail. The tight controls, super cool level designs. They're never too long, and they never just drag along or anything like that.
And hidden exits.
Hidden exits.
Yep.
I can never find them.
Well, you got to explore.
Yeah.
Look, this game is the quintessential Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Like, it was what was building up. Like, Super Mario Brothers 1 was sort of like the originator, where like you went across multiple screens.
Yeah.
Mario Brothers 3 was just brought in the map and different areas to explore, and then Super Mario World just grabbed them all together, put it in. Is probably one of, if not the best Mario game you can get.
the culmination of everything cool about it. Oh, and I'm going to channel my inner Brayden for this because he's not here. Yoshi is freaking dope.
Don't try and sound young again. It's not.
Man,
good.
I'm just going to do it. It's sick.
Don't.
Yeah, man, it's rad.
But I never liked Yoshi because I don't know.
You know, it was only not that long
Gatekeeper.
ago that I was watching. I can't remember, it was a little article or something. It was something about Yoshi or Mario or something like that. I never realized that he punches him in the back of the head.
Yeah. Miyamoto thought it was funny.
He punches him in the back of the head to make his tongue stick out.
Yep. And like throws him down cliffs in order to make a jump.
Yeah. Crazy.
Good
Look at those old
person,
bullet bill
Mario.
neck.
You
Yeah.
Old,
So what are we up to now?
Sadist. My turn.
That was number 6.
That was number 6, so we'll go number 7, which is my pick, and it is the remake of the games I just spoke about, Super Mario Brothers All-Stars. I remember this was the very first remake I played. I remember when...
Of any game ever?
Of any game ever.
Yeah, right.
When they announced it in my Nintendo magazine system, I was surprised. How can they do that? How is that possible? How is that a thing? And then I got this. I got the yellow Super Nintendo pack where this came with it. I got it one time for Christmas. The graphics are wonderful. Like just the sprites, it plays exactly the same. It's literally, they've upgraded the graphics on the old engine. Everything's still there. Everything's still in place. Cannot speak highly enough about this game. It's just a wonderful update of those original games, apart from Super Mario Brothers 2, which is trash.
Do you know how I know this one's heaps good?
How?
Jazz likes it.
Ah, yes, Jazz, the game connoisseur that she is.
Hey, man. She does no time for filler. It's all killer.
Speaking of killing, that's what I want to do when you're talking about this game.
Really? Because you don't like it, or? I
I
guess I have a thing for mechs.
I have a thing for mechs as well, and kaiju, but...
No, it's a weird thing that's going to get me in trouble one day.
Well, what is it? What's the game?
So this is Mech Warrior 3050 for the SNES. So this was like, unlike the older Mech Warrior games, it wasn't like a first-person thing. This is what I like. I like to be able to see the characters. So this was an isometric Mech Warrior game.
Mm-hmm.
You're driving a huge mech, you're going out and you're killing bad guys, you're part of this clan. It's awesome. And it was hard. Like, it was really hard, which is not something I usually go for, but I just like it when you're driving a big mech. It sounds cool.
Is it hard because half the game is sitting there reading text and watching people pretend to eat dinner?
It is in this trailer
And then sitting
that I
there
didn't
and going,
watch properly beforehand.
What parts do I need to put on the robot?
I wonder what possibly could be there if we skipped forward a little bit in the trailer.
More talking, I guess.
Do you know what the weirdest part about this game, though, was? It had a two-player...
Jazz is scrolling now. It's just all talking.
This is what makes it so hard.
Because you fall asleep.
Do you know what is the...
Floppy, that looks awful. What are you on about?
Mate, you played some bad games. Do you know what the...
I have not. Name one bad game that I've mentioned in this show.
I'll go back a few shows.
No, this show. Come on. We're
all
talking
right.
about top game. These are the top Super Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And you're pulling out this Chicken Walker crap.
It's not Chicken Walker. You can do this two-player. Do you know? You're going to love this. It's two-player.
I doubt it.
No, one person controls the legs.
Oh, Jesus.
The other person controls the turret. Nothing wrong can go on
These
there.
are supposed to be the games that you're supposed to play.
Yeah, do it.
Why would you play this?
Same reason I watch Robot Jocks.
What?
It's a movie.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's so bad, it's great.
I don't think... Why are we back at this scene?
Should we talk about the next one?
Let's. I'm
Okay, go
falling
for it.
asleep.
No, you're not.
All
I'm
right,
too
so
angry.
On my, as Floppy's put it, bad games. Here's a real bad game that no one likes. It's
Nobody
a Legend
likes
of
this.
Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Fucking never heard of it. What is that? Look at that, dickhead. What is he doing wearing a green hat?
Yeah, good one. That's a really good argument there, Floppy.
Shut
well
up. I didn't have much time to think about it.
This game's fantastic. Level design, mechanics, the way they build the dungeons. This is sort of basically Ocarina of Time is this game, but Ocarina of Time is in behind the shoulder 3D. Yeah. I don't need to explain myself. This game's fantastic, and everyone should play it. So if you've got a Super Nintendo Mini, I should mention as well, majority of the games I've mentioned are on the Switch Online, apart from Chrono Trigger. I think
With
that's the only one.
the the
The
subscription.
Nintendo Online subscription.
Yeah,
You can just download them and play them.
SNESflix.
Yep, SNESflix. So, jump into it and play all these good games. Floppies aren't on there because of rights, legalities, the fact that they suck ass, all of the above. Floppy, what's your last game?
My last game is a little game, one of the absolute gems of the Super Nintendo, Sonic the. No, so full disclosure, I don't own this game and I haven't played it, but I want it.
Right.
This is a game that I want.
I hope you're saving your money.
Yeah, I've heard. So I want Secret of Mana.
Although they did remake this recently.
Yeah, I know they did, and I almost bought it, but I'm trying to decide whether I want to play it on the OG system or not. I'm probably going to fold and just play it on a newer
I
system.
could be wrong. I'd have to check it up, but I think the remake, maybe you can switch between the original graphics and the updated graphics.
All right, because that'd be
one
cool.
of those games.
So
I could be wrong.
The thing that made me go with Secret of Mana over other things is, like, I like my RPGs, but I do get a bit burnt out on turn-based combat.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, no such thing as turn-based combat. It was like real-time combat.
Yep.
But you could also bring up like a command menu that kind of like paused it to pick stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That had me there. And like, look at the colors, man. Look how bright that is.
You know, a friend of mine that I went to high school with, like a really close friend I sort of spent every day with. You know, you have those friends in high school that you spend every day and all your time with, and we used to just play GoldenEye all the time and blah, blah, blah.
I didn't have friends in high school.
Oh, really?
No.
Anyway.
I was a nerd.
That's because no one else was alive yet. You're the first human.
Get off my damn lawn.
He had this game boxed, like it was in his personal collection, and he moved to London, and I still know where he lives, or where at least his mum still lives. And I sent him a message one day and said, you want to get rid of your Super Nintendo and all your games there?
You didn't rip them off, did you?
No, he said, no, I'm keeping them.
Good story.
Because he knows exactly what I'm like.
I'd like to call out Stars and Tattoos in the chat is like all up there with OG Secret of Mana. Floppy's choices are wicked. Thanks, Stars and Tattoos.
That's not written there at all.
Shut up. Yes, it is.
No,
I can see it right here.
You're seeing like things, Mr. Old Eyes. Do you know who else has old eyes? The wonderful capitalists who support this show.
Ooh.
Those little eyes! Ah! Oh my god, I love him! Oh, he's got a hat! Not the doggos! I can't even read anymore. Ah! I can't even do it anymore! I have to finish this game. I have to finish this game.
And one.
Oh, we were busy just discussing the award ceremony that Brayden's currently at, where he's receiving his Order of Australia for being the most wonderful person in the history of ever.
I think at the moment, the Queen herself is singing a rendition of Mbop by Hanson for him. That's what cool kids like, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
completely and utterly.
Right.
Also, thank you to Game Boy Games for putting me in his game. How many games you in, Floppy?
None.
Who else would you like to say thank you to, Floppy?
Well, Michael Towns when he puts me in a game.
Yeah, but just Michael Towns as a whole. But who else?
Our lovely patrons, because they're cool. They like to support us by supporting us, by being a Patreon and then throwing some money at us sometimes so we can do really cool things. Make our show as best as we can for them and us.
Yeah.
Would you like to go through what we can do? Because I'm getting tongue-tied right now.
Okay. Getting tongue-tied?
Yeah, I don't know why.
So,
Fucking
for
lost
as
it.
little as $1 a month, you get access to our private Hack the Dino Discord. If you want to join the public Discord, that's open to everyone. Simply head on over to hackthedino.com, see our skill tree, and click on the Discord link. Come on in. Everyone's lovely there, and if they're not, I kick them so fast. It's wow. Boom.
It's scary fast.
Boom. Straight out. And then
Pants
I find
off.
them and I kick them in real life. with my devastating Ishirogari.
What is that?
That's a backwards kick. It's sort of like my specialty.
Doesn't make it cooler to say words that people don't know what they mean.
Well, Japanese people would, because it's Japanese.
Cultural appropriation.
Not really. It's just sort of saying what it's called.
All right.
Okay, so if you want to join our private, if you like that banter, head on over to our private Discord.
You can get more of this.
For $2 a month, your name will be added to the list that scrolls down the bottom each and every show. So there they are, all
There we
the
go.
cool people there.
All those
doing
guys.
all the good stuff, helping us buy all the things. We got new lights and a new camera, thanks to our lovely Patreons.
I got a new hoodie. Oh shit! Sorry.
No. For $10 a month, you get an exclusive extra monthly show called Dynamo, which we are 100% recording after this, Dynamo people. I'm really sorry. It's been super busy, but we are recording it.
Recording it. Yes, we're playing it all on the recorder.
Yep.
The whole show. I'm going to do the Jurassic Park theme. Oh, I've stuffed up
No, you
that
do,
bit.
I'll sing the lyrics. Holy fucking shit, it's a dinosaur. Oh my god, it's fucking
You ever wonder why
huge.
we run late?
For $15 a month?
Wait, for the $10 a month, people get their names read out too.
Oh yeah, right, you want to do that?
I sure will.
Cool.
I'd like to say thank you to Karen Knight, Dylan the Villain, Sam Beard, Triple Indy, Mike Towns, Ash Knight, and Game Boy Dad.
And Anto Spalagoogly Dude.
And Anto Spagoogly Dude.
We said Triple Indy? We said Triple Indy.
Yeah, I
right?
said Triple Indy.
Yeah, good. Good old Triple Indy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, Triple Indy. $15 a month, you get to watch our exclusive post show where you can just come in and chat with us about anything and everything. We just ramble on.
Might even sing you the Jurassic Park theme.
Holy shit! And for $25 a month, you can support us at the advertiser level and give us a little video of your thing that you wish to promote, much like the wonderful Michael Towns has with Game Boy Games. And we will play it here for you for the dozens of people who watch. I mean, hundreds.
Set the 4 people.
Okay, if you want to find out the links for all that, head on over to our skill tree at hackthedino.com. There you can find our YouTube channel. If you want to go straight there, it's youtube.com/hackthedino. Our Twitch channel, which you can watch the show live every fortnight at twitch.tv/hackthedino, just like the live chat is doing right now and chatting to us, having a great old time, I assume.
We got a hello there from Lisa and Ryder. G'day, guys.
We also have other things on there as well, such as our Instagram and our Facebook places where our social media guru, Anto, is killing it. I had a look at the analytics today.
So freaking good at his job.
So, just to share, I was doing the social medias before, and, it's a lot. That's just why we got Anto to jump in, because I couldn't dedicate the time to it. In the past fortnight, since Anto's taken over, our interaction has jumped up 300%. So
That's freaking unreal, man.
I guess we know who's doing their job.
Not
It's
this
me.
guy.
Not me at all.
No, you write a lot of stuff.
And if you don't like our faces and just want to hear our velvety tones caress your ear holes, simply head over to Spotify or iTunes or wherever you can find your podcast. If you are listening to us on iTunes, please leave a review, a 5-star review, and that helps us with the algorithm. And
It's not
and everything.
5-star, don't leave it.
No, don't do anything less than 5 stars. Actually, What Culture do a thing called the 5-star review, where people who leave a 5-star review can suggest a wrestling match for them to review. It's really, really funny. We should probably steal something like that.
We should probably steal a lot of stuff.
We should.
Viewers.
Do you know what I would like to steal?
What would you like to steal, Ben?
Expensive Super Nintendo games. And because this
Not
is
from this guy. I got Alien 3 and Uni Rally, mate.
and Mech Warrior.
Mech Warrior. Hey, that's the one I've got boxed.
Because it is the 30th anniversary of the Super Nintendo, I decided to do a little bit of research and find out what the 10 most expensive Super Nintendo games in the PAL region are. Now, this is all based on pricecharting.com, which is an aggregate site that takes into how much things sell for eBay and private sales and their own personal opinion as well. And I've got the order of which they appear, 10 being the least expensive, 1 being the most expensive, is based off cart-only prices. Because let's face it, if you ever find any of these games, it's going to be the cart-only.
Is it all cart-only prices?
No. There's 3 prices there, but I'll get into that. Don't worry.
Yeah, right.
So coming in at number 10 is a game called Demon's Crest. Now,
Never
this
even
was a
heard of
follow-up
this.
to the Gargoyle's Quest on the Game Boy and Nintendo Entertainment System. After being regulated to its hidden gem status for a while, fans have increasingly grown appreciative of Demon's Crest's mix of standard platforming with mild RPG elements. However, after rising from obscurity, values have leveled off a bit since 2013 and have only increased about 15% over 5 years. So Demon's Crest, if you find a cartridge, is worth around about 152 Australian dollars. If you find it in its box, which we can see on the screen there, you're looking at about $420. If you happen to find a brand new, never opened copy before, for some miraculous reason, like it was behind the fridge or something, $515 you're looking at there.
Ridiculous, mate.
Isn't that
Never heard of the
silly?
game. Give me $20.
Do you want to take number 9, Floppy?
I will take number. How do you say?
That's why I said you can take it.
So there's going to be. I'm going to try a few different pronunciations.
Yep.
Just someone yell out in the chat when you think I've got it right. There's Hagain.
That's what it is.
Good.
Yep.
I was going to also try Hagany.
Hagany.
Hagany. G'day, mate. How you want to play some Hagany? Anyway, the final conflict. So this was a hidden gem for many years and has recently become one of the best Super Nintendo collector's pieces. Just a handful of years ago, you could find a copy of this for around $50. I'm assuming that meant in cart.
Yeah, just card
Yeah,
only.
just cart only,
Yep.
$50. However, in July of 2012, Mike of AVGN posted this video of an obscure SNES game that praised Hagain and mentioned it being a blockbuster
Yep.
blockbuster exclusive title. Although some Blockbuster store managers mentioned that they saw it sold new in electronic boutique stores.
I wonder if Electronic Boutiques has them anywhere else, like just hiding in their warehouse or something.
No, I doubt not.
No?
Mate, they love money too much. They would have got rid of them.
Yeah, but
The game itself is a side-scrolling action game from Hudson Soft that has a graphical style that feels more at home on the Genesis or the TG16 and a gameplay style that seems inspired by the likes of Shinobi 3 on the Genesis.
yeah, I should have got some gameplay footage here, but I thought having the box drilled into your head is a lot more important because if you see that out in the
box,
wild, grab
get
it.
it.
Grab it, give me a call and say I've got it.
I wonder if it was true that they saw it in EBs. Electronic boutiques.
From memory, I think it was an exclusive to EB Games.
Yeah. So cart only, if you can find this thing, you're looking at $153, $154. Quite expensive. In box, you're looking at $430.
And then brand new.
If you have if you found this brand new and sealed, you're looking at a cool, crisp $1,046.
That's insane.
Are you kidding me,
Retro
man?
prices are just going through the roof, and we're only on number 9.
Oh, man.
Okay, number 8 is the Lethal Enforcers Gun Bundle.
That's cool.
So we all remember Lethal Enforcers on the arcade. This was an arcade port of it. It was a big box game. In fact, a lot of the games on this list are big box games. The Super Scope was the official light gun of the Super Nintendo, but few knew about this one, which was released by Kenobi. It's called the Justifier.
That's so cool. Makes it sound like Judge Dredd's gun.
Yeah, so Lethal Enforcers was a very faithful arcade port, but mostly sought after for its support of 2 simultaneous light guns, something that neither the NES Zapper nor the Super Soap could do. So you could play 2 people on the same screen at the same time.
Yeah. Cool.
However, to do this, you need to pick up the Pink Player 2 Justifier, which is actually system neutral, so it'll work on the Super Nintendo, the Genesis, and the Sega Mega CD.
That's
so
pretty cool.
I think you've got a picture there of the single box as well, Jazz. Just under Justifier, it should pop up, and you will see the box that it comes in as well. Now, for just the big box, so the game of Lethal Enforcers with the blue gun, the big box there, if you find it, the game and the gun loose, it's $193. If you find it in its box, used, that's the single one there that you could find.
Oh, yeah.
Find it in its box, $330. And if you find it brand new mint, it's $866.
That's
Right.
pretty pricey.
Number 7. What's our number 7
All right.
game?
Now, you know what? I've only ever said this name from reading it, never from hearing someone else say it. So I wonder if I pronounce it the same as everyone else does.
What?
Mega Man X2.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I just had this moment then of like, I've never heard anyone else say this. I wonder if they say 12
No.
or something
X2.
like that. Yeah, X2. So this game featured the same graphics as the first game, but was enhanced thanks to the use of the CX4
Yep.
graphics chip, which was installed in the cartridge. That's really cool. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah.
The chip allowed for semi-transparencies and 3D's effects.
Yeah, so Mega Man X2 and Mega Man X3 are the only two Super Nintendo games to have that chip, which is why they're so
That's why I
sought
probably
after.
haven't heard of it.
Yeah. Again, a great game. In this game, you get the Shuriken.
These games are like bullshit hard, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. I've never finished
I've
a
only
Mega Man
ever
game.
tried to play a couple of them, and I don't think I ever got past the first level. Like bullshit hard. I bet Anto's like goes through them like no one's business.
I reckon Triple Indy would have just reamed through them.
Mega Man is easy, he says. Okay, so if you find this in cart form, you're looking at $207.
I'd have to double check that actually, because I know Mega Man X has dropped in price majorly. Majorly.
Triple Indy's also just brought up. It's probably pronounced Cross because of Chairman, so it's probably
Yeah.
Mega Man Cross 2.
But no, well, no, in Japan, it's Rockman. So
Oh, okay. If you find this thing in its box that you can see up there on the pretty little screen, you're looking at $540.
and brand new.
And brand new, if you find this bad boy sealed, $1,014.
That's crazy.
What a jump! All for the sake that now you have to take the sticky tape off.
No, you don't do that.
You know what? If you find a box game that's sealed and you don't play it, you are taking the piss out of everyone that made that thing.
Yeah, and wasting what? How much money? Only about $500.
I'd say you're not wasting it.
Well, yeah, you are. If you buy a sealed one and then open it, buy $500.
Don't buy the sealed one, buy the open one so you can play it.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of playing, what? Okay, whatever, Ben. Number 6th most expensive PAL Super Nintendo game is Castlevania Vampire's Kiss. So it's also called Dracula X. It's an adaptation of Rondo of Blood for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The original version of the game was previously released in Japan for the PC Engine. So a loose cart will cost you $210 in the box, which is we can see on the screen there, $447, and brand spanking new $1,161.
I bet if Anto got this sealed, he'd open it and play it
Really?
because he likes Castlevania.
He's crazy.
Can I just also point out Triple Indy was taking the piss, but we've also about the cross. But we've also just realised I'm now like Ron Burgundy. I'll just read anything that's on the fucking teleprompter.
Yep. Good. Good.
All right,
times.
number 5. Oh, I got number 5. I got this one. So number 5 is Super Metroid, the big box. These big box things look cool. But like we've been said here, big boxes are collectible. As most separated, or are collectible because most people separated them. I'm assuming for space saving,
Well, so
reasons.
if you get given a big box, so this one here, Super Metroid, came with the game, but
Yeah.
also the manual, the guide,
Yeah.
Super Metroid guide.
So you'd take the guide and put it out on a shelf. You'd get rid of that big box.
Exactly. So the box here, you look at it, it doesn't look that big because there's no, obviously, any way to tell how big it actually is. But this was literally a big box. It was approximately this big. So about the size of a book for our podcast listeners.
Yeah.
And as you said, Floppy,
Yeah,
they,
back in the day, you wouldn't have kept that.
No, because they take it apart and they take all the things out of it and go, oh, well, I don't need this now. Boom. Yeah, crazy. What prices are we looking at?
So if you find the cart for Super Metroid, 210?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
I have the cart for this.
No. That's different. There's
What are you talking about? It was a different cart for the big box?
yeah,
Okay.
pretty sure.
Cool, because you almost made me shit myself a little bit.
But I think the cart is up there. Like you're looking probably for Metroid from memory is probably an $80 game.
Yeah, I
$60,
didn't pay
$80.
that. If you find this thing in the box, not that much different, 290.
Yep.
Which is cool. But if you find this thing sealed, it's a cheapie. It's under $1,000, $914. I'll buy 2.
Okay, number 4 is Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition. Now, while that may not sound special, this one actually came in a tin, and it was limited to 5,000 copies.
That's cool.
It came with a pin as well. There were only 5,000 made, as I mentioned before, but what really is special about this is that tin gets scratched up and dented super easy.
Yeah, it would.
So to find a really nice, pristine tin with the number on it and everything looking nice is super hard to come across. So to have obviously just the tin, you're looking at $283. To have it looking like what we can see on the screen there, fairly new and polished, you're looking at $765. If you can find one that has not been opened and is brand new, you are looking at $1,926.
That's so much money.
Yeah, I know, right? I do want to grab this. I almost bought one a couple of years back. And
For $1,926?
No. It was beat to hell. And the reason I didn't buy it was because it was beat to hell. It was like rusting out in the bottom as well because it was really cheap tin. But yeah, I need to sort of chase this down. There's not a lot around.
Game Boy Dad's also reminded me where I got Super Metroid from.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah, him.
All right,
Thank
next
you, Game Boy
floppy.
Dad. Next one is, so number
Number
three
three.
is Starwing Competition Cartridge. So much like the Donkey Kong competition cartridges, this Star Fox cart was used by Blockbuster for game tournaments, and extra carts were sold off by Blockbuster and Nintendo Power. An article included the original packaging suggests that the Star Fox Weekend cart actually had a smaller production number, around 2,000, than the Donkey Kong cart, which, do we know how many that had? Not too many?
No, I think it was about 3,000.
Yeah.
Not much difference.
But for some reason, the Star Fox cart has shown up on auction sites a bit more often and has fetched a lower price. I wonder if that's just not as popular and not as iconic as Donkey Kong, I guess.
think you'd be right, yeah.
So back in 2013, it had been listed on eBay a number of times, not sold for asking prices of $255, $285. But as more interest in Super Nintendo collecting has grown over the years, we've seen loose copies sell for $1,000 on eBay. It doesn't seem that this cartridge was offered with packaging like Donkey Kong Country Cart, but there were other related items offered.
I got to say, I need to get one of these carts. These competition carts are sort of like grail items for me. They're right up there with Chrono Trigger.
Really?
Yeah. Like
If you had a choice between Chrono Trigger or this,
probably this.
really? Just because there's more of a chance of you finding a Chrono Trigger?
Well, I like rarities. Like that thing that I talked to you today about. Don't say what it is because I'm saving it. But King Kaiju from King Kaiju Collectibles recently got me a auction-winning bid on something I've been after for very many years on a Japanese auction site. So I'm waiting for him to send it over to me. As soon as he does, I'll reveal it here on Hack the Dino.
And Ben's going to stream himself using it.
So, so be sure to subscribe to Hack the Dino by going to hackthedino.com. Press subscribe and.
I like that Jazz is chiming in. Ben has never mentioned this game.
I don't need
There's
to
probably
tell
a
you
lot
everything.
that he doesn't tell you that he wants to buy.
I haven't even mentioned to Jazz what Osty won me, so that's going to come as a surprise to
Oh, we
us.
should do a reaction video. Jazz, will you do a reaction video for when Ben reveals his latest purchase?
Sure.
It's going to be a hell of a show, ladies and gentlemen.
Triple Indy has asked if it's an erotic print of Shigeru Miyamoto. No, I've already got that. Don't worry about that. It's right
One?
next to the Kojima
It's
one.
got like 7.
Yeah, well, you know.
Every time I go to the bathroom, there's one staring at me. It's weird.
Well, I told you, just put it back up on the roof. All right.
All right, number 2.
Did you do the prices?
Oh, no, I didn't. So, loose cart for the Starwing competition cart, you're looking at $283. If you find that bad boy in a box, $595.
Well, you wouldn't find it in the box. It'd just be brand newish. So
Brand newish, sorry.
in the cart is basically any condition, basically.
And so brand new, $1,548.
Ridiculous.
It's a lot of money.
No one's going to pay that.
He will.
No, I won't. I wasn't going to pay like more than $300 from one of my favorite games ever. Like, what makes
True.
you think I'm going to go $1,500 for a game that isn't as good as its sequel?
Fair.
Okay, number 2, Mega Man X3.
I think it's Cross 3.
Now, this is worth a lot, obviously, because there was a low print run, came out towards the end of the Super Nintendo. Mega Man X3 has essentially doubled in value every 3 years since 2010. Mega Man X3 was one of 2 games to use a specialized chip called the CX4, which went into previously. Because of this chip is an oddity and has some of the best graphics on the Super Nintendo. It is also quite a bit hard to find. So if you find a cart only for this, which this version needs, you're looking at $582. If you find a box and manual and cart, you're looking at $1,070. If you find a brand new shrink wrap version, you, my friend, are looking at $3,600.
Never for a game I can't even get past the first level on.
$3,500.
That's a car.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah, but you can't drive it.
Oh, well, yeah.
Far out.
And
There is only one thing that's more ridiculous than that, though.
And it's our number 1.
It is our number 1.
Floppy, What is the number one most expensive Super Nintendo Power game?
Okay, I will just say, just before I yell the name, I'd totally have this in my collection.
I know you would.
You know I would, because I like lame shit.
This
Number
game
one.
actually isn't that bad, truth be told.
None of them are. Neither is MechWarrior, but...
No, that is.
So number one, most expensive, ridiculously expensive SNES game is Batman Forever Limited Edition. So first of all,
Another big box.
another big box. Do we know why it was a limited edition? I will tell you. It was sold at Woolworths. It was sold only at Woolworths. It includes the game. You can see that. It includes a making of of VHS, a Batman diary, a sticker, and a competition entry form, and the outer slipcase. In early 2018, this thing sold for $1,000. I know what you're thinking. $1,000. We've had games that have been worth more than that. Because a mere 3 years later, this thing, just the cart, will jump you $598. In the box, $1,616. If you find this bad boy sealed, this item of Woolies gold, you're looking at $4,200.
Absolutely ridiculous. And there's only a handful of these made. And because they only come out in Woolworths stores.
Why the fuck did they only come out in Woolies?
I don't know. It's just something that they organised, a tie-in.
Oh, man. I bet you they never thought that would be worth any money.
But it's always the bad games, or always the games with the low run that didn't sell very well that are worth the most.
Like The Mask.
Like Days Before Christmas is another expensive Super Nintendo and Sega game because it's a horrible, awful game, but sold not millions. Didn't sell that much, but I forgot what I was saying because I was thinking about Snowboard Kids 2, which is a power-only game, and that thing goes for stupid amounts of money on the Nintendo 64.
But yeah, so if you're out there and you've got a Batman Forever limited edition from Woolworths just sitting in your cupboard,
complete, in the shrink wrap.
Which, it doesn't have to be shrink, but if you
Maybe
like
holding up your TV.
yeah, and you're like, man, Floppy really like that game. That'd be heaps cool. His birthday's next week.
Yeah, just give it to Ben.
Kind of stepped on my point there, man.
Well, that's what I do. I bat block you.
Bat block me.
That's right.
I bat fleck you.
No.
I'm going to bat fleck you.
Hey, Floppy.
Yes, mate.
Deals!
Every time. Gets me, I love it. All right, we got some cool free games and deals for you. I've actually gone, I think there is free games and deals. No, it's just deals. Free Grimes, and some deals for you.
Rick
So
Grimes.
on the Rick Grimes, on the Switch
Carl!
this week, get yourself Human Fall Flat. Have you ever played this game, Ben?
No, but I've heard very good things about it.
So good. It is a physics-based game, like puzzle game, going through different levels where you are this ragdoll type human that sort of flops around and a little bit of momentum carries you places. This thing is cool, man.
Yeah.
This thing is cool. It's normally $30. Get it now? $12. Bargain. Jump on it and then fall off of it.
Sweet.
So cool. All right. Next one from Switch is a games that I haven't played these, but I've always meant to get into them, is the Ease series. So this one is Ease 8. The Lacrimosa of, I'm going to go Dana. Reason it caught my eyes, because it is one of those games I've always wanted to play. It's like an RPG style thing. Looks kind of Fire Emblem-y. Looks kind of Final Fantasy-esque. Cool character designs, cool music, cool combat. Usually really cool storylines in these things. A lot of people love them. This thing's normally $90, down to $30. Can't really go past that if you like these games. There you go. Game Boy Dad is in the chat, is playing this at the moment. I hope you didn't pay $80 for it. Okay, my last game for the Switch. Now, before we put up the video, please, Jazz, I'm going to bet at least 3 people in our Discord will buy this.
3? Really?
Okay, 4.
Whoa.
I reckon at least 4 people, one of them will be me, will buy this. This one is normally $15. It's gone down to $4.50 on the Switch. This is Cat Milk. Run that video, Jazz. So in this game, you play a white cat. Mm-hmm. You jump. Your mission is to go find milk, and then go home. Mm-hmm. Townsy, tell me you're not going to play this. Jazz is pissing herself laughing over there.
Well, I guess someone had to.
Look at this. Look at this. If you don't pay $4.50 for this, you're crazy.
This looks like a shareware game that I used to play on my 386.
It looks like Commander Keen.
Captain Cosmic, or Captain Comic, I should say.
It's like you've got to just get to the end. The level is the screen.
Doesn't make any sense. Why are those blocks hovering in midair?
You've got to get the milk, and then you've got to get back to your cat house, which is a dog house for some weird reason.
This game's silly.
Nah, at least 4 of us are going to play this. I bet it. Please be honest. Throw it up when you buy it. All right.
Oh, I'll be throwing up, all right. Don't worry about that.
From all the off milk. On the PlayStation, there's some pretty cool deals this week. You can get Doom Eternal, the Deluxe Edition. Ooh. So that has the full game of Doom Eternal, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. It is a good game.
It is such a wicked, such a polished, fast-paced first-person shooter.
And the music, oh my goodness.
Oh, dude, the music is unreal. You unlock albums in this too in your little home base. But you get battle mode. You get 2 extra campaign expansions. So it's 2 full campaign expansions that you get. Whether it was the first season of DLC, and you also get like a classic weapon sound pack to make your weapons sound like they did in the original Doom.
Sweet.
Normally $144.95, down to $36.
That is a good deal.
So much saving.
Sorry, that is a good deal.
Deals. Okay, next one is a personal favorite of mine. Actually, these are all personal favorites. That's why I chose them. Yep. I want you to play good games that I like.
Yeah,
not necessarily
like
good.
Alien
So let me
3.
rephrase that. I like you to play games I like, not good games. No, next one is great game. Ace Combat 7.
Jumanji.
There's a new Jumanji game coming.
Yeah, it looks like trash.
I know, right? Looks like the other one. Ace Combat 7. Have you played Ace Combat 7 before? Have you
hang on. No, I've got Ace Combat on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I was going to say, these started out on Super Nintendo in that era.
Yeah.
This game is freaking awesome. So it's more arcadey than a flight sim, but it looks phenomenal. It's like, I would go as far as to say photorealistic. This thing is unreal. It takes place in a sort of an alternate world where, I guess, sea levels have risen. So your main form of military is...
an alternate world where the sea levels have risen.
Just 20 years from now.
20? You're generous.
I'm living in hope. Where your main force of... main military force is your air force, but it's made up. Your air forces are made up of like generations of different aircraft that have all either World War II and up, and then some futuristic type things too. Amazing soundtrack, Triple Endlia said. This thing is and it has VR capability on the PlayStation.
Oh, really?
Awesome. Yeah,
that's cool.
Not for every mission, but for some missions. So normally $107.99.
It would be really good if the VR compatibility for this game was like when you're at your base making a cup of tea, and then you have to play non-VR.
Going out for a flight tonight. So normally $107, down to $21.59. Like massive savings. If you have played any of the Ace Combats, or even if you haven't, but you like a bit of a arcadey flight sim with war and stuff like that, dogfighting. There's bombing missions, dogfighting missions, there's everything. And a cool single-player story that plays out via cutscenes. Get on it. It's great.
Is the story, we're going to go fly a plane again. Oh, Jesus.
Nah, there's like warring factions and stuff like that. It's very cool. The third game for PlayStation is a game I like to think of it as a hidden gem. I played it because it was a shorter game. It was great. No one's ever heard of it. And it's called Murdered Soul Suspect. Mm-hmm. So it is normally $25. Not a very expensive game anyway. It's on special for $2.49.
Okay.
It's a shorter game. It's probably 8 hours.
Okay.
If you really want, you could finish it in a day.
Right. Sounded good.
It is good. You get to solve your own murder. Essentially, you're a cop that was investigating a serial killer. You get killed. You come back into this like purgatorial world of dusk, where you've got you rely on your investigative powers as a cop and supernatural powers that you've got from being
So you're a
killed.
ghost detective?
Yes.
Wow. Speaking my language.
It's really cool. It is really cool. You still get to solve you find the serial killer and solve your own murder in the same time. And you can move between bodies and stuff to stay hidden from other specters. Like, it is just cool, man. And it's all in this sort of Salem, I think it's called, is the place that it all happens in. But yeah, very cool. There's a few things over on Games Pass. Some cool stuff came to Games Pass this week. Number one being Psychonauts 2.
Woo!
Can you talk to us about Psychonauts, Ben? You've been looking into this, haven't you?
Yeah, so I wrote an episode of Xbox Legacy Cast, which we're actually recording tomorrow to come out next week, on Psychonauts 1 and the development hell that they went in there. I think the first game came out in 2005, so this is literally
a long time ago.
16 years in the making. Psychonauts has got a huge fan following. I've never actually played it that much, but yeah, I think the editor-in-chief of GPN is a big Psychonauts fan, and he specifically requested it. So when the editor-in-chief requests something, you do it.
You do it. I read somewhere that the voice actor for Raz is the same guy from like Invader Zim.
Yep.
I think.
Yep. Not Zim though. He was.
Was he someone else or was he Zim?
No, he wasn't Zim.
No.
It was not Gur. That's his robot. Who's these protagonists?
I don't know.
Antagonist?
But to jump into Michael Townsend, yeah, same voices from the first one apparently.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, really cool games coming out on Game Pass. You can play it for free if you have Game Pass, which you should all have because it's a good time. It's a good time for everyone.
Yes. All right. Next one in Games Pass is Quake. We've all heard of Quake. If you haven't played it, you've heard of Quake.
Surprise drop as well.
Yeah, no one knew, and it just dropped, man.
It's
this
also
thing,
available on PlayStation and Switch, but you have to pay for it there.
Yeah, so Games Pass, you can just, if you already have Game Pass, you've already paid for it essentially, and it's just yours. One of the original and quintessential first-person shooters.
And where rocket jumping originally came from.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah. So they got the original game. They've up-resed it. It's got 4K support. This thing is unreal. If you've never played Quake or you want to see where, all your first-person shooters you love today came from, it's this and Doom.
Yep. And Wolfenstein.
This was the first game that I played like a PvP thing on.
Well, I mean, I think Quake is responsible for the PvP and also responsible for sort of like the competition first-person shooter genre.
Yeah. If it wasn't responsible, it was the one that was the most popular one at the time, I think. But yeah.
Sort
Jump
of died
on
off. There's rumours of a new rebooted Quake coming as well. They haven't really announced it.
No, I've heard the same thing. Like, I'll boot this up and I'll play this for some nostalgic values.
I think I will as well.
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right, number 3 for Games Pass and our last game for deals is a little thing called 12 Minutes.
Yeah, before we get into this, Brayden just left us a message and just wanted to say apparently it's super dark, so possible trigger warning. Worth looking into if there are certain topics that could be triggering. So just keep that in mind before you do jump into this one.
Yeah, so 12 Minutes, yeah, it does deal with some very full-on topics. That you have to obviously see a number of times because you replay the same 12 minutes pretty much over and over again. Having said that, it is just the kind of game that I think it's had a lot of thought put into it. It is, from what I understand, dealt with very well, but still, yeah, it could be triggering. Great voice cast. You've got James McAvoy. If you don't know him, the young Professor X in some of the X-Men films. You've got Daisy Ridley, who was Ray. You've got Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin. Awesome concept. So the game itself is 12 minutes. You come home, some bad stuff happens, and you die and wake up and Groundhog Day, live the same 12 minutes again. But each time that you do it, you learn more things and you can try and get to the end of the game and avoid a inevitable situation by using the knowledge you've got in your last playthroughs. Does that make sense without trying to give anything away? I don't want to give away storyline.
Yeah, so I haven't played it, but I have, again, been reading reviews of this game and everything. And some of the criticisms that have come out from it in that you can't skip past dialogue trees that you've already come across before. So you have to listen to dialogue and sort of like storyline beats each and every time through every playthrough. It is a point-and-click adventure, so putting things together, you know how point-and-clicks you have to like put a spoon with tuna? And it's like, oh, well, I'll eat the tuna then, and then the tuna gives you food poisoning and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That sort of thing isn't very logical either from the reports I've reading. It's really divisive. A lot of people like it. Some people really don't like it. One of the biggest criticisms I've had is that James McAvoy and Daisy Ridley are both English, yet they get them to put on American accents.
Having said
for no reason.
James McAvoy's American accent's pretty good.
But for no reason.
But yeah, there's no reason.
Like, there's no reason they have to be American.
He's like mad Scottish too. He's a Glaswegian dude.
Yeah, like there is absolutely no reason for them to put on accents, and they just did for whatever reason. Worth a go.
I'm going to check this game out purely because I think it is going to be it is, like you said, it's device. Oh, I can't say that word.
Yeah, cool.
But I think it's going to be important.
Yeah?
Yep.
Right. Do you know what else is important?
What else?
We have a Discord, as I mentioned. You can join us by going over to hackthedino.com and following us on our skill tree. You'll see the Discord button. Press that. Come on in. It's free. Bunch of lovely people in there, all having a fun time with lots of pictures. We share pictures of our collections and all. Anyway, we asked them if they've got any questions for us 2 weeks ago. and we had to skip it because we ran out of time. But we're doing a little bit better with time this week.
Now we got questions.
So now we got questions. So we're going to answer some questions. So I'll kick it off first, Floppy.
Go for it.
Dylan the Villain on Discord has asked, what was the absolute worst game you've ever played, Floppy?
Okay. I think most people in our Discord probably know where I'm going with this because it's a bit of a running joke since I played and reviewed for Hack the Dino Fast and Furious Crossroads. And I'm sure everyone knows I'm going to say Fast and Furious Crossroads.
That's right.
Because it's the worst game I've played up until this weekend.
Oh. Up until this weekend?
Up until this weekend, just gone.
What?
I played a little game on the Switch.
Yep.
Because my son is mad about this, we'll call it franchise. Great franchise. And a little game came out. And I thought I'd play it. I played Power Rangers Battle for the Grid.
Oh my. How'd you go with that?
Oh, it's not setting foot on my TV ever again.
What, you don't like the
No.
Power Ranger Ryu or Power Ranger Chun-Li?
No, look, it's pretty rubbish.
You know, if
it even looks rubbish.
If I knew you were going to bring this up, I would have found the video. They did a live-action video promoting this, but they had actors playing Chun-Li and Ryu and Bison, and it's awful.
It is awful. It's a fighter. It's a fighter game. I struggle to make it through the training because I find...
What is it? What's so bad about it? Like, explain
it looks rubbish. I feel like the characters move through each other. They don't hit each other. It looks like So I'm playing it on the Switch and it looks like a PS2 game.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. But, you know, that's the big...
The controls were almost disgusting. Like, I couldn't do most of them. And I'm not saying I'm a great fighting game guy.
Triple Indy in the chat has just said, tell us you suck at fighting games without saying you suck at fighting games, Floppy.
I always tell you I suck at fighting games. But I couldn't even do these moves, man. It was just rubbish.
Yeah?
Yeah, I hate it.
Worst
game I ever played.
One game, I've spoken about this in the early days of Hack the Dino. It's still the worst game I ever played. So when Jazz backed Hollow Knight, when it was still on Kickstarter, she obviously got a code for the Wii U, but then it was transferred over to the Switch when it came out on there. But the codes that were sent out by the company who was dealing with all of them sent out the wrong set of codes. So instead of downloading Hollow Knight, I downloaded a game called Grab the Bottle.
Is that a euphemism?
No. So what it is a game where there's a bottle in one corner of the screen and obstacles, and you've got this hand that's like Mr. Fantastic, and you have to snake your way over this like this 2D thing and grab the bottle. And I gotta say, that game is fucking shit.
How long did you play it?
I played it for a good 15 minutes.
That's 14 minutes too long.
The art is so bad, I want to vomit by looking at it. It makes me physically ill looking at this disgusting, dirty drawing. It is the music, if you can call it that, is just like a bunch of... This game is fucking pus. It is urine in the world of gaming. And I'm sorry if the devs are listening, but be better, because that's a rancid piece of shit.
Shit, maybe we'll play Power Rangers again. It's a bit rude.
All right, you want to hit us with the next question, Floppy?
Next question is from Game Boy Dad. Game Boy Dad. And when is piracy of Nintendo games acceptable? I assume you mean in our opinion, not like legally.
Hang on. I'll ask the lawyer, Jack. So for me, when is piracy in Nintendo games acceptable? I think in terms of games preservation of games that are no longer for retail sale. So for example, saving the source code or saving a game and ripping the source code or the game onto a computer so it can be backed up and saved and preserved for generations so we don't lose that game. You've got the old story of Final Fantasy VIII where the original source code just doesn't exist anymore. They lost it. And I believe that's why we haven't seen a Final Fantasy VIII remake, where we've seen remakes of all the others, or at least those older ones. Very, very important to preserve this sort of stuff. Back in the 90s and the 80s, no one paid any attention to game preservation because it was just stupid kids things. They're not important. So now you've got places like the Video Game History Foundation, Frank Civaldi over there in America, who's going through great pains and lengths of digitizing as much of this early stuff as he can. For example, like mobile games. There's mobile games that just don't exist anymore, that came and went because no one bothered to back up the source code or anything.
Yeah, but they're just mobile games.
Yeah, as Triple India is saying in the chat, no source code before like mid 2000s exists. So this is what happens. You need to archive this stuff. That is when it is acceptable. When do you think, Floppy?
I'm pretty much of the same thought process. Like, it's no secret I have a number of modded consoles and stuff. I will only mod a console or pirate a game once the company that has made them stops making them.
Yep.
Once they're not making money, we'll say, I mean, Nintendo was used as an example in the question. Once they stop releasing new games on a system, Nintendo, then I'm cool to pirate them then, because I'm not taking any money out of their pockets.
Yeah, they've got their money. They got a return.
Yep, they've stopped doing it. They're not, okay, we're not making Wii games anymore, then cool, mod the crap out of your Wii. Not making Wii U games anymore, mod the crap out of them.
Yep. And quite often those older systems, if they are internet-based as well, they shut down the servers. So it can't be bricked anyway. So for example, Triple Indie is saying licensing jails, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Amazing game on the Saturn. Was it the Saturn or the Dreamcast? I think it was Dreamcast, actually. Dreamcast and the original Xbox. Super great game. Freaking amazing. Can't get it anymore. It's locked away in the vault because of licensing. So I can't wait to get that on my freshly modded Xbox.
I'd love to say that I'd do it for such a noble cause as archival. I mean, I don't. As much as I love archival, I'd do it for me.
Yeah.
No, I won't lie.
But,
for me.
all right, yeah, you do it for you, but it's still a backup copy of all those games.
Correct, it is.
So that exists there.
And it's there forever.
Yeah.
Well, as long as it's working.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, what have we got for number 3?
Number 3, We Are Robots. So I don't think it's in the chat tonight. Oh, that's disappointing. You should check out We Are Robots, everyone. They make some amazing... Did you see the controllers they made for Bethesda's giveaway?
Yeah.
They were fantastic. We Are Robots. How do you rate 2021 for gaming out of 10? Floppy, what do you think?
So far, I like the way that 2021 is going in the fact that we learned a lot from 2020, from things like Cyberpunk. I like that we're not just ramming games out every week just to meet a use-by date, essentially.
Yep. Just for the sales to keep the shareholders
Yeah, so
happy.
not looking at the actual games that are being released. I'm looking at it as more of the gaming culture and the release of games and the production and how much that's changed in 2021. And I really like it because I think 2021 for gaming as a culture, as a business, is way more healthy than it has been in previous. I'm looking at it like that as opposed to the games that are coming out.
Yeah,
Does
finally,
that make sense?
some of the, because of the global bastard that's going on at the moment, we are seeing people having to work from home and sort of realize that they don't have to do crunch as much, because crunch is a horrible thing. It's a lot of unpaid hours to get a game out to meet deadlines, so some guy can buy another yacht. You need to look after people, and I think when you have such a horrible disease ravaging the world, and taking many people away from us before their time, you just need to sort of realize that work isn't everything and games aren't everything, and it's really important that you have a good quality of life in your chosen profession. I personally, what would you give it out of 10, just as a whole, 2021?
I mean, if you want to whack a number on it, let's give it an 8.
Yep, I was going to say 7.5, 8. Some really, really good games have come out this year. A lot more have been delayed, as Floppy found out in his Fantasy Critic.
7 of them.
Out of 10. But as you said, the what's happening behind the scenes is a lot more important of what's coming out. Plus, there's been a global pandemic for over a year and a half now. A lot of people are working from home still. There's been a resurgence, 2nd, 3rd, 4th winds of this horrible virus. Things are going to happen. And plus, you can't tell me, anyone who's complaining about the lack of games in 2021, you look at me dead in the eye right now, and you tell me you don't have a huge backlog that you could work through. Seriously.
Did I tell you how many physical games I've got at home now?
How many physical games do you have at home?
Way too many that I'm not gonna. I just thought about this, and I probably shouldn't say it on live on live
Floppy?
streaming. Yes, mate.
You've seen the library.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next, Floppy?
Next one is from Triple Indie,
Triple Indy.
and he said, "What popular game or franchise would you gladly soulstone sacrifice to bring another back?" Interesting question.
Well, do you want to guess what mine is? I've only mentioned it about 3 times last show and twice this show.
Oh, I guess you're bringing back Chrono Trigger.
I'm bringing back Chrono Trigger, but...
What are you going to sacrifice, though?
What am I going to sacrifice?
What one are you going to sacrifice?
What popular game would you sacrifice to bring another back?
Popular game. I missed that. Popular game.
Sonic.
Oh.
All the Sonic games. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Sonic. Bye. See you later. Bye. Bye-bye. I get Chrono Trigger back. Sonic, go to hell. Bye. I think we're going to lose a social media manager for that comment.
I think you're losing him right now, letter by letter, as he comments quite heatedly. Okay, what would I? So I read that differently, actually. Ooh, what would I say? First of all, what would I like to bring back? I want to bring back Space Quests.
Space Quest?
Yep, I want to bring back Sierra Adventure games. And I want to bring back not the point-and-click ones, text ones where you had to type.
Oh, God. Why would you do that?
Because I like shit stuff, apparently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm getting rid of?
What?
Death Stranding.
That's fair.
That takes up a whole lot of gaming space.
Poor Kojima.
Not poor Kojima. He's got a lot of cool stuff.
Poor Kojima. Okay,
Bring back
Game Boy
Sierra
Dad
Adventure
again.
games.
Game Boy Dad has asked again, is there a place for microtransactions in games at all?
Controversial opinion? Yes,
I completely agree.
I do. However, I think, yeah, absolutely there is. As long as it's not pay to win. It's cosmetic. Like, take Fortnite, for example. I think Fortnite have microtransactions done the way they should be done.
Yep.
You do not need to get them at all. You can quite happily play the game and it does not change without spending a dime.
Correct.
Or you're like Ben and I. Sometimes you like to throw some money at things to get stuff that looks cool.
Look, when they throw things at me like Street Fighter characters or Kratos.
Ripley.
Did you get the Xenomorph as well?
Yeah.
See, like, you know, it's not our fault that we have nostalgia and vices.
I'm all for microtransactions as cosmetic things and things like that don't affect gameplay.
Yep. See, I'm for microtransactions similarly, but I'm also for microtransactions in that it helps the developers sort of get what they're owed, if that makes sense.
Especially things like Fortnite when they'd release the game for free.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that's a whole model, which is
Yeah,
very,
and I
very
know they're
profitable.
billionaires now, and that's
Yeah,
cool. But
yeah. But
cool.
no, I just think that if it's a way for developers to actually earn a little bit more money, so you bring out a deal. So, like Ghost of Tsushima, for example, they were able to sit down and bring out a extended little, 3-4 hour play along, main path play along, which keeps people in jobs because quite a lot of the time these developers aren't full-time people; they're contractors. So if you're contracted to do a job and then it gets some DLC because it performs well, that's more income for you.
You got more work.
So I'm all for those microtransactions. It's when they become pay to win that I have the problem. Like we saw with the original Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Like that's not in the I've got the biggest coin purse, therefore I'm going to win. That's just taking the spirit out of the game.
What about if we extend this a little bit to DLC?
Well, that's kind of
downloadable content. I wouldn't class it as microtransactions, but season passes that you pay for to get extra content that could or could not have been just included in the original game, depending on how big you think that game should have been. Blah blah blah.
Well, it depends if they hold DLC back or not.
Well, I mean, you could say that all of it is held back. I guess if you got a game that's substantially short and then you can get a season pass for it, I'm like, But yeah, that's a whole nother question. All right, Afronix. Far out. Yep. How many more years do you think it will be before we finally overcome the uncanny valley in gaming?
I reckon we're almost there.
You
For me, it's teeth and eyes. They're the two things.
I don't think we're ever going to overcome. I think there's always going to be some form of uncanny valley.
You ready?
Yep, and I think it might change what it actually is. They might master one thing. It might screw up something. Every time we change hardware, something is going to... There's always going to be an uncanny valley thing going on. Because we're looking at a 2D image.
We
like,
know in our
essentially on a-
brains that it's not real.
Yeah,
There's something
exactly.
hardwired in
There
there.
is. Our brains are going to find something in there that's odd.
All right, Anto's very special boy. Anto,
Very special. Oh, he's a very special little boy.
who would win in a fight, Shigeru Miyamoto or Todd Howard, based on their creations?
Can we say our answers at the same time?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Shigeru
Miyamoto.
Miyamoto.
There you go.
I think because, quite frankly, you've got Mario who can turn into a literal giant and step on you before firing you with a fire flower, or like just pick you up and eat you.
Yeah.
Easy.
There's wins everything.
Plus, Todd Howard's would just glitch everywhere. Wouldn't know what to do. Their faces wouldn't load in properly. Then he'd have to like make a glib remark in front of everyone. Meanwhile, Mario's just going, love me. I eat you. Ooh, yum. Finally. Me? You?
You.
Me?
I'll say it if you like. All right.
Okay.
Mike Town says, if you could eat one mythical creature, which one would it be? And, part 2, which one would make you cry if you were forced to feast on it?
I would eat Lugia from Pokemon. Actually,
Really?
Not Lugia. No, he'd probably be a bit tough. I reckon Oho. I reckon he'd be a good chicken tasting boy. Good old Oho. Just sitting there eating some stuff.
All right. I would eat. It's not a video game character, actually. Well, I'm sure it's appeared in one of the video games because it just says mythical creature. Buckbeak.
Who?
Buckbeak.
Oh, from Harry Potter.
Yep. That thing just looks like a giant horsey chicken.
Well, it's the same as Oho.
Okay.
Yeah. Big old mythical phoenix.
Which one would make you cry if you had to feast on it?
Dobby.
I'm
sorry, Dobby.
As you just like skewered him through the butthole and put him on a... Mine would probably be Yoshi. I'd cry if I had to eat Yoshi.
Yeah, I'd like to eat a dinosaur. I'd like to know what they taste like.
Chicken.
No, oh, maybe, actually. Probably. Hey, you know what it's time for? Brayden versus the world! Now, of course, Brayden isn't here, and his replacement for this evening, Jasmine, has no idea about video games, so we're going to do Brayden versus the world. Well, that's the truth. You just want the points, you selfish man.
I really do.
I'm going to play the song, and Floppy has 5 questions to try and guess where it's from.
Can I unmute it now?
Yes, you unmute it now.
Okay.
If he gets it right, he gets the point. If he gets it wrong, well, it depends how wrong he is. Whether I'll decide whether I give it to Brayden or not. Yeah, if you pull another Footloose out.
Grease.
Okay, so for those of you who are listening to the very first time, thank you for coming this far. You get a shiny gold star. Come into our Discord, I'll give you a gold star.
That's what the kids call it these days.
Yeah, it's heroin. I have 4 songs from video games, past, present, or future. I will play the first bit of music from the first song. Floppy has 5 questions to ask to try and guess what game that song appeared in. At the current moment, I believe the scores are Brayden on 25 and the world on 26. Usually Brayden's here and he helps out, but he's not here. He's too busy receiving an award for being a wonderful man.
I'm just going to go. I'm going to answer Game Boy Dad. Yes, you can totally ruin it today.
All right, here we go.
Need all the help I can get.
Song. Oh, and because this is a Super Nintendo special, all these songs are from the Super Nintendo.
Of which I've owned for about a year and played like 4 games.
Well, you had 30 years, Floppy. It's not our fault. Here we go.
I had
Song
like
number
40
1.
almost.
Floppy, question number 1.
I was about to ask what console it was fucking on. What is the main protagonist?
Actually, it doesn't have a protagonist.
Really?
Really?
What style of game is it?
It's like a building sim.
What console? Okay, a building sim. What? I'm going to use the word tools, but I mean, like, what kind of gameplay tools do I have?
What do you mean?
Like, I obviously don't have a weapon. What sort of controls do I have?
Well, you have a mouse cursor,
Okay.
and you place different items around the place. Question number 4.
Would this be a SimCity game?
Yes.
I just realised I can ask questions like this and Brayden can't. Okay.
So, question number 5.
SimCity?
Yes,
Well,
yes,
yes!
SimCity. Yes, congratulations.
I just realised I can ask the dumbass questions.
And I know you were about to say something else. I thought, no, I'm going to cut you off there.
Thank you.
27. There we go. World goes to 27. Brayden.
Sorry, I don't know the composer for that one, Ando.
You really lucked into that first question there as well. Oh. All right, here we go. Song number 2.
Bloody Footloose.
Okay, question number 1.
What style of game is it?
It's a fighting game.
Have we mentioned it on this show?
No.
Oh. Did it come with a different colour cartridge?
Yes.
Is it Killer Instinct?
It's Killer Instinct Floppy! Oh my goodness, you're 2 for 2!
It's amazing when there's no competition.
When you're relaxed.
Yeah, not freaking out about Footloose and shit.
Okay, here we go. Song number 3. It just goes on like that.
Oh, okay.
Question number 1.
All right, I'll try to ask a different question. What style of gameplay is it?
It is a platformer.
Is it a Nintendo licensed character?
Yes.
Is it a sequel?
Yes.
I really want to try and get it before the 5th question. Is it a Mario game?
No.
It's a platformer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Nintendo licensed character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Is this a Kirby game?
No. Okay, you have to guess now.
Fuck.
So, it's a platformer, Nintendo property, it's a sequel. I've got your other 2 questions.
I can't even remember them now.
It's not Kirby, it's not Mario.
It's not Mario. It's not Kirby. I'm drawing a super blank now.
Yeah, you can't go through all the Nintendo characters in your head?
No. I know you're trying to give me a clue, but I can't figure it
No,
out.
I'm not giving you a clue.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to keep circulation in my hands because it's quite cold.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. It's freezing, mate. All right. Is it Footloose?
Jesus.
Hey, if I don't know, I'm going to say Footloose.
Donkey Kong Country 2.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah.
I thought you had it.
I thought didn't I ask if we'd mentioned it on this show?
That was the last one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. That was the last game.
All right. I could have sworn I asked if we mentioned... Okay. 'Cause that was the last song.
Oh, you know what? Because you're in the lead, I'm going to give that to Brayden.
Do that. Yeah, do that.
'Cause
give
you
it to
should've
Brayden.
got that.
I should have got that.
So Brayden's on 26, the world's on 27.
All right,
Okay, here we go. Last song. You ready?
Yep.
Here we go. You know this one? How do you know this one? You've
Who do-
never played this game.
Who do you play as, Ben?
You play as a boy. Well, you can play as other people, but primarily a boy.
Do you
I
have red
have
hair?
played this
You do
game.
have red hair.
Is this Chrono Trigger?
It's Chrono Trigger! Man, you got 3 out of 4.
Oh, so okay, yeah.
How did you know that was Chrono Trigger?
I'm pretty sure I've heard you talk about it or seen trailers enough of it.
That you know that music.
No, I recognise the music and I assumed it might have been. And the red hair, if I got the red hair thing, that's good. It's
Well,
a lot easier when you can ask questions that doesn't tip it off to another person.
Jazz, you said you knew what that was.
I'm assuming that she's heard you play it like a bajillion times.
Jasmine, come on microphone and explain yourself.
She's heard it played in the car. You fucking nerd.
Yeah, I listen to video game soundtracks in the car. So what?
I listen to Footloose in the car, mate.
Oh dear. Well, people.
It is amazing how quick that game is when it's only one person.
People of the worldwide website.
You've just been outed as a nerd, by the way.
I host a video game talk show, and now, oh my god, he's a nerd. That guy wearing a Spider-Man jumper and has clicked video games is a nerd. Oh dear. We've been Hack the Dino. This has been our talk show where we discuss video games past, present, and future, as well as giving interviews, reviews, and predictions on all things video game. I'm Ben Rosenthal, one of your co-hosts. You've been listening to me drivel on for the past amount of time, and for that I am truly sorry. I hope that bleeding clears up soon. Floppy, what do you do on the side?
Well, that's illegal. But legally, I do Instagram. Now, I haven't been super active on there lately because, life.
Yep.
But you will find me on Floppy Plays Games.
Every week.
Floppy play. Oh, for fuck's sake. Gone. Floppy pay.
Floppy
Plays
Games.
Where you will see me post pictures, possibly.
You just keep making it harder for yourself.
Yeah, I know. Super snooper. Of games that I've picked up, accessories, things, cool gaming related stuff that I've picked up or I'm playing or I have seen and whatnot. Man, that was harder than it should have been.
That's what she said. Yeah, I've been watching The Office a lot lately.
No such thing, mate.
You can catch me over at Mr. Benjamin on Instagram or at Ben Rosenthal on the old Twitter, or you can head on over to gpn.gg and check out the Xbox Legacy Cast, where I talk about all the retro things for Xbox Legacy. We're doing Psychonauts 2. We're recording that tomorrow, so by the time you hear this, it should be up and ready for you to consume with your ear hair. I also have a little side project I like to call Bad Game Arts on Instagram and Twitter, where I find all the horrible and weird and sometimes real scary art of the 90s video game scene.
Some of it makes me wonder if any of those artists understood anatomy.
None of them did.
At all.
None
ever.
at all had any idea.
Have they actually ever seen a real person?
Nope. No, I still maintain that a lot of the time these video game covers just got like the intern in the office to just draw a picture of Katana.
And why were they all airbrushed?
Who knows?
I love airbrushes, but there's a time and a place.
But you agree by going to Bad Game Arts on Instagram and Twitter that that's some bad art.
There is some bad art.
Bad art. Anyway, until next time. Oh, you should also check out Millennial Movie Talk, where you can see Brayden's live review of his Order of Australia medal. It's about this big, it's like Flavor Flav. It says best person ever on it. Just a wonderful human being, Brayden Dixon. You should go check
Handsome
out.
Man.
Go check out their podcast, Millennial Movie Talk, with their friends, and have a good time with the latest recipient of the most prestigious award Australia people can get.
I really like his hair.
He's got great hair.
He's
Like
got
you both
wonderful
have
hair.
really good hair.
Thanks, mate.
I'm super jealous of it.
I'm not even ashamed of my greys anymore.
No, you shouldn't be. You look really suave.
Yeah, man, I look like freaking sick Pierce Brosnan, but cooler.
Yeah, I like the way that I'm very quickly turning white. So as soon as the beard turns white, it's going bushy time.
Are you gonna go like full bushy beard white?
Like I'm going Kratos bushy again.
Ooh.
Remember when I had the Kratos beard?
No, I never
That's
saw
before
that.
your time. I had a big Kratos beard.
I had a massive beard. I used to be able to fit 27 pens and pencils in it.
That's what Sue said.
That was
That's
weirdly
the out
sexual.
jazz.
That's where you
just
want to say you want us to say worse
All
stuff.
right. I'm waiting for Ben to put his mask on.
You want you just put your
That's
I
later.
love it.
I'll put his mask
That's
on.
special time.
I'll put it on.
What? Don't.